And we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Um,
Hello.
After last time, I decided to go back through some of the recordings of our sessions and try to hear listen to the audio levels. And so I have since turned myself down and boosted the audio for the players, which should bring us more in line for balance, hopefully. Um, and also
I'm way too loud.
uh, and also reduced the volume on the intro video, but would have been quite as loud because apparently it was quite loud. Anyway, welcome to Community D&D on Arvin Elron's channel with the ShadowCrew in our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. We are on session 46.
Let's make it 64 by the end of it.
and I am revising my estimate to now probably be about probably the mid to late 50s. For
Guys, we're getting there. We're almost at 60. Come on, we can do it.
All right, everyone.
For us to get through finding all of the keys and then getting into the vault and wrapping up Dragon Heist in particular before we move on to other content. But yes, as you can see on your screens, there is no Arvin Elron because it is the ShadowCrew, and I am Shadowed Mage. I am your host for this evening and the Dungeon Master of this campaign. He, him pronouns, and I am joined, as always, by the lovely players of the ShadowCrew, who you can see on your screens. Next to me, we have Yoi Goin Lin, aka Gubby. Take it away and introduce yourself and remind everybody who your character in this campaign is.
Hello. As said already, I am Yoigo Wayne Lin, also known as Gubby, he, they pronouns, game, and fiction writer. And tonight, as I have for the past 45 nights of this campaign, I shall be playing Peach Candleheart, a Barnal Aarakocra Echo Knight fighter who loves his father very, very much. And his faith in his father is restored! Because he got to see him a couple sessions ago, so it's all good. It's all good. Everything is great.
Yeah. Very good. And we'll move along to along the line on your screens to Hoodie.
That's me.
Yes.
My name is Hoodie, he, him pronouns. I'm playing the adorable, blonde-haired, green-eyed, cherubic, basal copperpot, the 37-year-old Lightfoot halfling alchemist artificer. Fun fact, over the last month, I've managed to read up to an average of 1.2 books a day. So I'm sitting pretty at around 39 books in just the last month.
Dang.
Holy shit.
That's insane.
My brain might be mush, so I apologize.
Yeah, imagine how many various plots stuff you're mixing together.
They're all mostly lit RPG / progression fantasy, so it's a whole bunch of.
What's the speed multiplier on Audible that you're running at?
Max. So once I get used to an author, I start at 2.5 because I can't listen to anything lower than that, and then it goes up to 2.75, and then I normally cruise around 3 for a lot of books, but most of the time, especially with the longer book series, like the 9 or 10 or 12 book series, I get used to the narrator and I can go to 3.5 and just crank while I'm on a bike or doing chores.
That's wild.
Wow.
I can't read books with my eyes, so I've adapted.
I mean, yeah. I can
barely. What you need to do.
I can barely watch YouTube videos at 2x.
If it's under 2.5, it feels like everything's in slow motion for me, which I don't. That's probably a bad thing. My brain's probably cooked.
How do you deal with real life?
Drew, weren't you the one that was constantly on me about the fact that I always had my Pokemon games sped up during stream too much?
Yeah.
It is pretty fast, though.
There's a weird delineation between media I'm imbibing and then anything I'm enjoying. So once I cross the line into enjoyment or I'm in real life, everything slows down. I still talk fast though, so that's probably what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. I feel like anyone who grew up with YouTube and especially watched the Green Brothers or anything like that, where it had that really kind of fast talking pace, or anything that used a lot of jump cuts, just is used to the quickfire like speed.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe that's why I can't do it. I listen to everything and watch everything at regular speed.
I just the information's not getting to me fast enough, and I'll get bored mid sentence. There's too
Ooh,
much tension. There's too much stuff not happening.
talk about the ADHD generation.
Well, yeah, I mean that's really what it is. It's just rampant, unchecked ADHD.
Well, what's crazy is me and Hoodie are the closest in age.
Oh, speaking of which, my birthday is after our next session.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
it's 6 days away.
Yeah, still not quite 40. Great.
It popped up on my calendar yesterday because like I have your email address, so it added it to my
Oh, right.
calendar.
That's nice.
And it's like, hey, your friend like has a birthday in 7 days. Do you want to plan something? And I'm like,
This
I don't have
D&D
any-
session.
I don't even have anything planned. This was the most adult. So normally when birthday lists come up, my family's my cousin and I are single children, and we were always doted on. So even to this day, in our late 30s, early 40s, the family still spoils us. This is the most adult I've ever been. I was like, I only want Audible credits. Don't get me anything else. I don't want money. I only want Audible credits. You don't have to know weird anything else. I don't want a trip to anywhere. Just please, I want books. Please.
okay. We should probably continue along with introductions. So we'll move along over to Tilted.
Nah, he doesn't want to get us over to episode 60. It's okay, guys.
I'm still trying to solve the riddle. That's why I'm dragging it out.
So yes, hi guys, I'm Tilted. I am a farmer by trade, streamer by night, and tonight I'll be playing a Raven Aarakocra Gloomstalker Ranger of noble lineage known as Crew Swain. But during the night, as you see, I'll be playing the alias of the Aviary. And looking forward to it as always. And I don't have a fun fact like Cody does. I can't be as cool like him.
I am running out of them, like, very quickly. I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I think you're doing great.
Excellent. And then we'll move on to Drew.
Hello, everybody. I am Drew the Damager, he, him pronouns. And tonight I will be playing as I have been for now most of this campaign, I think. I think it's
At
more
least
than
30
half.
episodes.
Yeah, I think the majority now is probably.
Yeah, I think for most of this, I will be playing the punk rock priestess, the tiefling twilight cleric, Callista Amberblood.
You don't have all those other descriptors you got in the background there?
No, I don't have my notebook on me. I can't remember all that shit.
Same.
Right then. So, last time was our session during ArvCon, and I really only remember the end.
It was all a blur. It was so amazing, yeah?
Last time we solved all the riddles and got all the keys. Yeah, Bit 101 has it right.
Yeah, the keys are all there where you can just
Yeah.
walk through the door.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened, Shadow. That's absolutely what happened.
And we get a long rest.
And a level up.
I know that Callista reattuned to the Stone of Galore, got the information from it about where to find the Vault of Dragons, which was beyond or beneath the Brandath crypt in the City of the Dead. So they went there. They talked to a talking tree, and it said that only someone with Brandath blood could be let past and then enter. And then they were like, "Oh,
Let's drag Rhaenyra around."
Rhaenyra actually happens to be an heir to the Brandath family." So they went and found Rhaenyra and then brought him back, and then they went into the crypt and opened a coffin and fought some flying or no, some hands. They fought some hands.
Hands.
Yes.
Very
They were getting very handsy.
very Karia manner coded.
And discovered that the end of the hallway in the crypt that looked like it was like a bunch of like caved in rocks and whatever was actually an illusion that then led down a long hallway and eventually turned and led into kind of like dwarven ruins, essentially, which is where the Vault of Dragons is. And then they got there, they got to the door, and then Callista talked to the Stone of Galore again, because the Stone of Galore had said that, like, you bring me within to nearby the door, then I can figure out, like, with the magic protecting it, what the keys are needed to get through the door. And then
Upon which we went, what keys? We need keys.
yeah. And so then they got 3 kind of sentences describing what the keys are. And so these descriptions are: a treasure of gold that means nothing to most, but everything to one.
That can't mean what I think it means. Please say it's not what I think it is, which is the goldfish. Please say no.
The
Please say
next one
psych.
is a felled priest's unholy symbol of a fiendish lord.
No, say psych.
And then the third one is a rare and exotic fungus brought to the surface by one from the Underdark.
You're not saying psych.
You see,
I
that was
think-
that
yeah.
was one of the things I thought, because I was like, well, all the keys have something to do with the other factions we've run into. So I thought the goldfish, because that makes Xanathar on the list, right? And it rounds everything out. So I was like,
What?
Just
Oh,
casually steal it.
whatever do you mean that each of them is from, like, the Xanathar, the Devil Worshippers, and the Drow, like, spy faction, when your main villain in this campaign is Manchun and the Zentarim, and then it brings everything all together. Well, no, that couldn't possibly be it.
well, I
Aw.
mean, like, regrettably, I am sentient, so that is a problem for all of us. I am aware.
Did you just realize that right now, Hoodie? There's like
I solved it. What if we rewind the tape and
Yeah.
you see me put my head in my hands? That's the moment I'm like, oh, it's a goldfish. Oh, it's the goldfish. I don't want to do that.
That's what you were doing. I looked down
Yep.
and I was like, "What is Hoodie? Is Hoodie?" I thought you were trying
It
to
was-
look at something.
It was me fully realizing what we had to do with these, and I was like, oh no.
But, like,
Let's get
that's
every single
tonight,
faction pissed
or-
off at us.
like previously.
That's too much. We're gonna die doing this.
You mean that place that we just invaded not too long ago, busted everything up, released a bunch of captives, including a Minotaur, and, we're just going to casually walk into there?
Yeah, the places that we've gone, we already got the free pass to enter, and it was fine and cool. And now someone's broken in, and now there's gonna be heightened security. Yeah, those places.
All those places, those wonderful, wonderful places.
Great.
Fantastic.
What could go wrong?
Anywho,
Basil's standing in front of the door and going, gold worth nothing to most, but everything to one. I think I got it. Takes out a pair of scissors and just starts giving himself bangs and cutting hair. And then just goes, yeah, and throws his golden locks upon the door. Does anything happen? I know the answer is no, but
Because remember, you have to have all 3 keys at once, and then bring them within the vicinity of the door.
So it could still be that one. We don't know yet.
all right. Well, I'm just gonna. Do the bangs look good at least? They're like baby bangs. They're like super short.
I mean, in a certain light, it suits you.
Okay, it's like my forehead's not too big though.
I just take a moment and I'm looking at it like, is this forehead too big?
Peach just kind of swivels his head and says, "You look exactly the same to me."
Nah,
I don't know.
we don't need her opinion. Their opinion.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
And so like Renair is also standing there, having like heard all of the details about these keys. He's just kind of like stroking his chin and thinking,
Oh, do speak up there, Renair. Do you have a thought?
Well, I mean, a rare and exotic fungus brought to the surface by one Underdark. I mean, that seems straightforward in its description, even if it's mysterious as to what it actually needs to be and where to locate it. Same with the Fell Priest's unholy symbol within your sword. But that first one, that description that says treasure of gold that means nothing to most but everything to one, that's rather metaphorical. What you think?
Yeah, my hair. It means a lot to me, but you guys don't care about it, right?
Because, like, if it was an actual treasure of gold, like, say, the gold beyond this door, then it would mean a lot to almost everyone if they were able to have it. But a treasure of gold that means nothing to most, then that means it obviously must be describing, like, gold must be metaphorical in that.
Well, it cannot be that hard to figure out. There are only so many gold-colored things in this world.
Like a
There's
sunset.
only so many gold-colored things that aren't gold.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a painting of a sunset.
Well, we can work on the other. We can work on the other two first, and then think about the first one.
I really can't believe none of these mushrooms I motioned towards a giant pile just sitting next to the door are doing anything. Is this a real bummer for me?
Well, we're not from the Underdark, Basil, so it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, but I picked up almost every speck of mold that I found on the way, like, to here from the moment I really got interested in poisons. So that's been about, 15 years of me collecting various sundries of fungus and mold. You'd think it'd be one of these.
Yes, but how many times have you been from the Underdark?
Well, that's true. Oh, I wonder if there's all new types of stuff down there and not just like a few things. We should go down, right? There's the thing in the yawning portal. We should go down there.
Have you ever been to the Underdark?
No.
What
I've never been outside the city, besides that time we went out to deal with scarecrows and rob the winery.
We still have that.
And then, like, Renair kind of, like, perks up and he's, what did you guys get up to?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of mayonnaise and dog
many
stuff.
Things.
Many things.
I really wish I had been there to rob the winery.
It was a blast.
I don't think did we get wine out of that? Like, from the winery that we robbed?
Yes.
I would have if I was you. If I was there.
We definitely got a tasting, and I think, you know what? We have a public figure here. I'm not going to go and get into what happened.
Yes.
Who needs wine when you have mayo?
God, there was so much mayonnaise in that freaking escapade.
So much mayonnaise. And of course, fog cloud.
Fog cloud! Well, I suppose we can't do anything more here. Shall we return to the manor and figure out our next steps from there?
Yeah, I mean, it's mushrooms were for the Underdark, right?
Yes.
Don't we have a jester or one that is from the Underdark in our tavern right now?
Well, I don't think he has any mushrooms. He certainly seems to like eating them.
Well, maybe he knows something about said mushroom in question, so we can get a specific.
That sounds good. We can start with the mushrooms then.
Like with everyone else?
Yeah. Wait. Do you have any favors left for Zardoz?
I do have some favors left. Yes.
Because, I mean, this could just be an easy solve.
Oh, you want
But then
me
we
to
have to
ask him
expend a favor.
If not now, I motion to the big door we can't get through. When?
I mean, you're
Very
on the
well.
point,
Yes.
but
Very well.
could be useful.
I
later.
will ask him about some mushrooms.
I think it's as we're turning to leave, Basil freezes. Wait, didn't we experience something that we weren't supposed to touch that was a gold thing? That was like dangerous that we had?
My face goes white, and it's like, oh no. Oh no.
As you like remember the dwarf that had like the bag with like water and goldfish in it.
It's that damn fish.
Oh,
Why
I-
does the door know about it?
you know, I thought that fish was more orange myself, but perhaps the door is colorblind.
Well, it's called a goldfish, right? It's not. Because can't they be like brown and black?
It can be a lot of different colors. Point is,
White?
it makes sense with the riddle.
Well, I
It was
guess we
red.
know what we must do.
Rainier did say it was a bit more metaphorical, so
Yeah. That's great.
We could also just try and blow it up. I'm just saying.
You want to...
what, the fish or the door?
With the door. I mean, I have so
Oh,
much acid, guys, and I was going to use it maybe on the gold to stagnate the growth of a bunch of criminal organizations, which I understand might be short-sighted in the long run, but I can just
Well,
pour acid on a magical door
wait-
for like 24 hours
Basil.
straight.
My father says it's very foolish to blow things up underground.
Oh yeah.
I also had another thought, Basil. This is filled with dwarven runes. Isn't there a possible chance that one of these runes is enchanted with a way to push back or harm intruders that try to force their way in? You know, like Glyph of Warding. That's a fun one.
Probably not.
I mean, like the one that was on the staircase leading into the crypt.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, God.
It's just a big door. Don't worry about it.
All right, so you go to leave. Renair decides that he will tag along and come with you back to the tavern just to like avail himself of the beverages at your fine establishment. Hang out with his friends.
Well, just a
When-
fair
Yeah.
warning, there's a lot of reconstruction going on, so we can pour you a drink, but not a whole lot of
Yeah.
comfy spaces.
The question is, Rainier, are you going to have to come with us next time we go back to the tomb?
Well, maybe I'll talk to the tree and tell them that you're allowed past by my authority.
I mean, I was thinking since it was
All right.
needing the blood of your family, technically you can give us a small amount of your blood and we could use that as well, maybe.
Well, we could
Well-
also just walk to the other side of the tomb. Like
I-
we didn't have to walk past that tree.
Well, there might be another tree there. It's just
Oh,
surrounded
smart.
by animated trees.
I was going to suggest that Rainier just comes with us, but that vial of blood idea is deviously delicious.
Well,
Thanks.
I was going to suggest Renair comes along with us just because Manchun has already demonstrated himself to be very interested in duplicating our friend Renair. So as long as we have the real one with us at all times, it is an instant gotcha if there is a clone running around, don't you think?
And then like Renair will just like kind of like go eye wide and point at Peach like, yes, excellent idea. I will
I
just
was-
stay close.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I'm probably safest while staying with you folks.
yeah, maybe either you just stay with us personally, or you just stay in the tavern.
Again, I think I'm probably safest if I stay in the vicinity.
All right. We have a really nice basement. It's been really decked out because we had so many people killed in it that we had to really make it homey. So we've cleaned up. It's really nice down there. Pretty sanitary.
Yes,
I'm just
don't
furrowing my
ma-
brow and like,
don't
Basil, there's
make
certain things
that-
you don't need to say.
Don't make that face, Rainier. It's not as bad as it seems. All of the bodies down there have been boiled in acid, and they're gone. Don't worry.
And the acid barrels are well sealed, right? I haven't had a break in like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days.
I was actually about to suggest that you can sleep in my room, Renair. There is a bed. I have never used it because I do not use beds.
Welcome to the tavern.
Certainly very interesting friends to have.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse. I mean, I
Better than
love them.
Floon anyway.
Ah.
Well, at any rate, we were certainly harder to kill than Floon for sure.
Indeed.
So,
Well-
would you like to sleep in my room then, instead of the basement where people were horribly skinned?
Again, guys, you really don't need to specify these things.
He's our friend.
Yes, I think
You
I
should
will
know
take
these
the
things.
comfortable option.
Alrighty. I will move Mr. Snail so that he is not taking up the space.
Mr. Snail or real snail?
No, Mr. Snail is my beloved plushie.
Oh, okay. Alright, then you can all travel back to Manor. Where is
Mm.
Well, the question is, would we have gone to the over to the Drow first?
I was going to say that after Peach settles Renair in, so like basically shows him where his room is and all that other kind of stuff, and also moves the flail snail plushie so that he can actually sleep on the bed. Peach is going to offer to go see Zord for the party while they stay and keep Renair safe, if that is something that they want him to do.
Okay.
Work for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because otherwise we would be dragging Renair with us if we all go to like keep Renair safe, and I feel like that's showing too much of our hand.
So
if we,
everyone will go back to the manor, and then Peach will go visit Zord.
I guess that's how this is working.
Okay.
Yep.
You
Or I will go to the haberdashery, depending on which one's closer.
Okay. Well, I mean, so going to Zord, you have to go to the docks and then like get them to bring the little rowboat, then go out to the eye catcher and like wait to talk to Zord. You could try, because like the docks are technically closer than going down to the haberdashery, but the haberdashery would mean potentially less waiting if you wanted to talk to Nevercod.
Yeah,
You do also have your father now, who is on speaking terms with you.
Yeah, but I can't physically go to him, and I only have the sending stone I can use to speak to him once a day, and he only has the one reply back, right? So we can speak to each other, but he never said, "Oh, you can come back." So Peach is going to err on, the side of caution and not go back until his dad says you can come back. So, to try and avoid waiting, Peach will go to the haberdashery first, and if that's closed, then he'll just go to the docks and do the waiting thing.
Okay.
Peach, before you go, would you like some backup?
I think I'll be quite okay.
All right.
Don't worry, Callista. I am 3 years old and very capable.
If you said that to literally any other person.
No, I know you are. I just worry.
Would
that's
you
all.
like me to bring back some alcohol for you if there is alcohol?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I mean, we have plenty here, but
Yeah,
more
but and
more
then
is always
Peach,
better.
And then Peach leans in and says, "It could have come from the mayonnaise jar."
Oh yes, that's true.
Are you old enough to transport alcohol?
The mayonnaise jar, by the way, hasn't actually been an alchemical jug for like a few weeks. For like a few days at this point. So it's just been full of whatever you guys have put in there.
Well, the fact of the matter is you can have mayonnaise in there, acid, and all these other materials.
Well, no,
it's like,
it's fully disappar. Like it is no longer a magical item.
Oh.
Also, Bit,
I have something else as my magical item right now.
the age of maturity for an Aarakocra is 3. So actually, yes.
So technically, yes.
Yes. Full on adult. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A fact that stresses out Peach's dad to absolutely no end.
Uh-huh. So while Peach may have physical maturity, it might not be emotional or intelligent or whatever have you maturity.
We'll just keep listing things off. Go down the list. It'll be fine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's just a really big, beefy boy. Way beefier than an Aarakocra should be, but, you know, he's got the right spirit.
Alright, Peach, you head off to Nevercought's haberdashery.
Mm-hmm. Is it open?
It is indeed open.
Mm-hmm. And is Nevercaught in there?
He is.
Oh, hooray! He goes in. Doot, doot, doot.
And Nevercott's kind of like working on something behind the counter. And then he looks up and he sees Peach. And he says, "Ah, greetings. How
Oh,
are you,
how-
Sir Peach Candleheart?"
I am doing quite well, Mr. Nevercaught, and you are definitely only Mr. Nevercaught for sure.
Perhaps speak such things not allowed when we're not quite sure who else may be listening.
Oh, okay, of course. And then Peach kind of swivels his head around and goes, "Is there a place where you are sure nobody is listening? I have a very sensitive question."
Well, come into the back room.
Peach sees nothing wrong with this. This person works with his dad. It's totally fine. He's not going to get hurt at all. He goes right into the back room.
Okay.
Doot, doot, doot.
Never suspicious.
No, he's an idiot, and his dad loves him.
So you head into the back room, and then Nevercaught closes the door behind him, and then you can see kind of like a quick glow of blue magic ring around the door, and then it kind of goes whoosh around the room, and he says,
Ooh.
"Well, we're quite safe in here now, and nothing can be heard from outside of this. Nothing that we say in here can be heard outside of this room." And then he takes off his hat, and his appearance changes into that of a Jarlaxle Banner.
And that is a...
He looks actually a lot like Nevercaught, except with ebony black skin and stark white hair and pointy ears.
Who could have seen this coming?
Not
Who
Peach.
could that
Peach
be?
Is, Peach is absolutely boondoggled. He's like, ah!
And then
This is why magic
Jarlaxle
items are
kinda
so
goes,
scary.
like cocks his head, and he's like, "Why, Peach? I thought you knew that Nevercaught, Zardoz, and I, Jarlaxle Bainray, we're all one and the same."
No.
No way.
It seems I have overestimated
What?
your intelligence.
Ouch.
Oh, my father says that quite often, so you are not the only one. He says it's
Hmm.
very useful.
The naivety of youth, I suppose.
Well, I am 3.
Yes. Well, Peach, I assume that you could only have come to speak to Nevercaught, or you did know that like Nevercaught and Zord were the same person, because I did tell you that.
Yes, I am very smart in that regard. I remember what's been told to me.
So,
Good.
I assume you either have information or you wish to cash in a favor.
Yes? So the things that Peach wants to go through, and this is probably going to annoy him because, you know, as a kid, he starts with the things that are most important to him, not necessarily most important to Jarlaxle. So he says that, first of all, the ghost at the tavern has moved on to the next world, so my father can visit without any worry of being spied upon. Yes, very true. He
And
is
it
also...
like Jarlaxle's just standing there, and it seems like that barely like even registers.
Yeah.
Hearing
And
a little
then-
kid tell you about their dream, and you're just like, "It's great, bud.
Yeah.
It's a
And-
good dream,
yeah.
bud."
Yeah, and then he's going to tell him that we do have a guest in the tavern, so his father does need to worry about that, but he's not going to tell him who the guest is. And then he is going to say, oh, I was wondering, you do remember that I gave you a map of everything that has to do with the Xanathar lair when we went there that one time?
Yes.
Would you have happened to have gone there recently?
I have not, nor have any of my associates. Not in recent days.
Oh, I was hoping that perhaps you had, and that perhaps you had taken something, and that would make things a lot easier for me, but it seems not. In that case, I was wondering, have you brought any mushrooms from the Underdark recently? And if so, could I have them?
This is 3-year-old
Well-
Eric Coker just coming up and like, hey, do you got some mushroom?
Yeah.
Give me your exotic fungus.
Well, in the Sea Maidens Fair, we do have some Rothe as part of an exhibit, and they do feast upon Underdark mushrooms. So we have some of Underdark mushrooms for feed for the Rothe.
But were those mushrooms brought up to the surface by someone who is from the Underdark? That is very important.
That is curious wording you're using.
Yes, it certainly is.
Why, Peach? Why would you be using such exact wording?
Well, to be honest, I am using such exact wording for secret reasons.
Peach plays Uno with all the cards face out. That's what this feels like.
Meanwhile,
For-
Jarlax is just sitting there with like 20 cards in his hand. They're just completely just, what is going on?
They're all 4-color skip cards.
Yeah.
Very secret reasons and exact wording. Interesting. It seems almost as if you have been given a task to search for certain items in order to perhaps unlock something.
Wow, it is almost as though you're extremely smart.
Well,
But I do have to.
then
I must
then,
insist they are secret reasons.
then I suspect that just mushrooms for feeding Rothe are not what you seek. Even if they do match the description.
Maybe, hypothetically. I feel like you are trying to make me say more than I am supposed to.
Give me an insight check.
I am so stupid.
Please just
Not
fail
gonna do
this. It'd be
anything.
comical.
Insight.
It is
Yeah,
a good
okay.
way to have them do all the work for us, I guess.
16.
Okay. You can tell that Jarlaxle was indeed telling the truth about having like Underdark mushrooms for feed for the Rothe, but he likely knows of other Underdark fungus that maybe also he has that he's not willing to mention.
Oh.
Isn't the wording a rare and exotic fungus brought to the surface by, I just have an Underdark guy written here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be an Underdark surface, an Underdark fungus. It just has to be a fungus brought to the surface from someone in the Underdark.
Mhm.
Well,
I don't like
the implication there is that it is a fungus,
Okay.
but it's
Mhm.
rare and exotic, and the person bringing it to the surface are the key points there.
Listen, I'm looking for all the back doors here. I'm looking for all the traps. Trying to figure out what possibly could go wrong.
Nothing, clearly.
Mhm.
For us? No, never.
Never. We haven't had a difficult time ever.
Also, this is exactly why I asked Peach if he wanted company.
Yep.
I think Peach is doing a great job. What are you talking about? So there's, I think, like, scene-wise, there's this moment where Jarlaxle and Peach are just kind of staring at each other for a little bit, and then Peach kind of swivels his head a little bit, and he says, "You know, I do get the feeling that there is something you are trying not to tell me also."
Well, I am Jarlaxle Bainray. Secrets are my trade.
Hmm. Are mushrooms your trade too sometimes?
Oh, Peach.
Yep. That's about right.
Let me put it plainly.
Thank you.
I am very certain that you and your friends are in possession of the Stone of Galore. And the Stone of Galore knows the location of the Vault of Dragons, and the Vault of Dragons will need magical keys to unlock it. Now, it would be ever so, like a twist of fate, that the magic sealing the Vault of Dragons would decide that the keys to unlock it are possessions of those also seeking the treasure inside the Vault of Dragons. Now, the Xanathar is seeking the treasure. Manshun is seeking it. And me and my associates are also seeking it. And I think there's also maybe like some devil worshippers or something. They haven't been really seeming to be doing much of late. But I think there was also something about like some noble family, you know, that was involved in such matters that we're also trying to make a play, but they've been very unsuccessful compared to the rest of us. Anyway. I believe I do know what it is that you seek. And I can give it to you if in return you let me and my associates take most of the treasure from the Vault of the Dragons. We can let you have some of it, but we will take most of it.
Peach kind of eyeballs him a little bit. He's like a very, elf, right? Like
Yeah.
slender kind of fellow. Peach says, "Well, I don't think you'd be able to carry any of it. 500,000 dragons is a lot to carry."
We have many bags of holding that can do the trick.
Magic.
And Peach, you see, those other parties, Manshun, he seeks power and to rule over Waterdeep. Xanathar essentially wants the other thing, except basically to rule in secret. The devil worshippers, well, they'll be using the gold and probably some kind of sacrifice to their devil lord. I intend to give it back to Waterdeep, to Laryl Silverhand.
Oh. Can I check insight?
Yes.
Meanwhile,
Please
at the tavern. So how bad do you think it's going with Peach?
I'm just sitting there like,
Okay,
oh, it's
22.
absolutely awful.
22. 22.
Nice. Okay.
I have full faith in Peach.
Oh, Peach is gonna come back with a great deal. It's just like,
Okay. So Jarlaxle is
yeah.
technically telling the truth. Basically, he's trying to buy his way into the Lord's Alliance. So that, because he's basically the Lord of Luskan, although he's like the secret Lord, and he wants to be in the Lord's Alliance representing Luskan and his own interests. And so then he has been both courting Laryl Silverhand and also trying to get to the gold in the Vault of Dragons in order so that he can like get himself into this position of power along with like the rest of the Sword Coast. So
But
like
but
that
Peach, of course, doesn't know-
that gold will be going back to Waterdeep eventually.
Okay, so but Peach doesn't know any of that information. He just knows that the person in front of him is telling the truth, that it is
Yes.
his intention to give it back.
Yes, he's technically telling the truth, but there is additional information that like Peach wouldn't quite like. He can tell that there's additional information that he just doesn't have the right knowledge for.
Half truth.
Peach ponders a little bit, and then he says, "And what does my father think of all this?"
Well, your father works for me.
Well, yes,
We're
but
screwed.
I'm
Well-
building like a card tower and it knocks over. Ah, where did that come from?
Well, yes, but does he think that's a good idea? Because he's always told me it's a very bad idea to have a lot of money.
We'll be in possession of the money for not very long. Each, we will take of the 500,000 gold dragons. We will take 400, and you and your friends gonna have 100,000.
Peach kind of wiggles anxiously from foot to foot, and he says, "Is it okay if I speak to my father for a bit? For about 20 words? I think I might have to leave the room to do that."
The strongest negotiation tactic.
The father.
I'll see your deal with I have to go talk to my dad about this.
Yeah, basically.
I suppose.
Okay, Peach leaves the room and he calls him
Oh
down on
my
the sending stone.
God.
God, I get 25 words, you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
25.
Yep.
Okay, we can cut to the group while I make a message
Sure.
under 25 words. God, there's so much to cram into 25 words.
Don't you
I
wish
just had
this
a
was?
thought here.
Don't you wish this was like an agglutinative language like German, where you can just like string
Yeah.
a bunch of concepts together into one word?
Well, oh wait, Drow is Russian, so it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. If only Drow is German.
Oh man, I wonder if playing D&D in German is easier because of that. One spell becomes easier.
My God.
All right, group.
Yeah, I'm
What's
just
going
sitting
on
like,
with you?
I'm just sitting like, wait. There's a good chance that Jarlaxle or whoever is over there is cutting a deal with Peach.
If it's not Jarlaxle, I'm gonna eat my pants. My pants have been in so many bad places.
Yep. I know. I've been witness to it. Point is what's gonna happen if we have to make any sort of similar deals in the future with the other factions?
Well, maybe we shouldn't go talk to them.
Oh, so we're just gonna up and steal whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think we were gonna do?
No, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm foolish for
I see.
thinking otherwise.
I fully swivel over. What did you think? Yeah. Did you want to strike a chord with Xanathar? That's crazy. You saw that crazy.
No,
dead
definitely not
beholder?
Xanathar. That was never gonna happen.
Then what? With the Growlhuns? Is that who's the
Wait, how do you know it's the Growlhuns?
the fallen priest, unholy symbol, fiendish lord? I don't know. They had an orgy room. It's probably something with them. That was crazy.
They also lost a lot of people last time we were there,
Yeah.
Yes,
mean,
they also
Rare-
lost their lives the last time we were there.
and then they were revived.
Right.
So maybe
we're
they're more
probably-
willing to make a deal at that point.
Yeah, I doubt they're willing to make a deal. We're probably on their shit list.
Yeah. So we're stealing.
But
Stuff.
they've already been like told if they did anything to us, they be heavily punished.
Yeah, so we can just take it.
Do you
So we're-
think royals give a fuck about the rules?
If it ends up kicking them out of their nobility, yes.
Okay, I think I have a message.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
It's 23 words,
Okay.
and I'm going to say Peach says all of this in Drow.
Okay.
And so his dad just out of nowhere gets Peach, his beloved idiot son, saying, Jarlaxle says he wants to return the money to Waterdeep. I am suspicious. Do I believe him so he gives me mushrooms?
Perfect.
Goodbye.
Perfect. Once again, as someone who likes twisting the knife at the end of sendings, it couldn't have gone better.
Oh my god.
Do I believe him so he gives me mushrooms?
That was the most ridiculous, unhinged, and completely in character thing that you could have done.
Perfect.
So I wait there anxiously. I hope my dad doesn't put me back in timeout.
Might.
You'll get a response that is basically like, unless you always want to be looking over your shoulder, take the.
Oh, okay.
Not ominous at all.
Not at all.
Okay, cool. So Peach is like, oh, okay. I'm happy now. So he goes back in and he says, okay, I agree to the terms of the deal.
Okay. Very well, Peach. I must return to my ship in order to get the mushroom that you. So how about we meet up later today?
That sounds very wonderful.
Still about getting the goldfish too.
Now, I must also be moving along in order to prepare for a party that's happening in a couple days' time at the castle enters. They're a noble family. You see, they're throwing a party. I think they happen to be close associates with that Grelhund family we ran into.
Oh. And then Peach kind of looks at him funny and says, why are you going to a party with associates of the Grailhunds if you're already going to parties with, I don't know, very important people, apparently?
Well, I will be appearing as Nevercaught, you see, and I believe that alias has not yet been burned. And Nevercaught needs to appear at the party for some hobnobbing.
Oh. Well then. I hope nothing terrible happens. Peach's thoughts are turning. And then I guess we decide on when and where to meet.
Peach.
Oh, yes?
Perhaps you and your friends would like an invitation to this party? I can I can provide you with the appropriate attire to attend.
Peach kind of looks at him funny and says, you know, my father did say it's very dangerous to owe you favors. And I already did promise you most of the money in the vault, so what are you looking for in return for an invitation to this party?
Well, I just have a hunch that something else you seek might lie in their hands. It might be worthwhile for you to do some information gathering there.
Oh, I see. I see. Yes, I think you're much more friendlier than Manchun.
Of course I am. Manchun's a lunatic.
You're also much better looking.
I have been told I am rather handsome.
Maybe you
Thank
should
God.
not tell my father that I said that. He gets very anxious whenever I say things like this to other people.
Oh, your father thinks I'm quite handsome too.
I imagine them walking down the street and Peach just stops walking. he just completely stops in the middle of the street.
World and galaxies in the background spinning behind you. You're just like,
Yeah.
what? What?
Okay.
Well, in that case, I guess we have more to talk about together as father and son. But I would very much like to change the subject now.
Yes. Why don't you come back to Nevercott's establishment, say in 6 hours?
I can do that. And Peach will give him a polite bow, and then on the way back we'll get like a bottle of wine or something for for Callista from some shop or wherever. However
Sure.
much it is, I'll just deduct however much.
Sure.
I'll just deduct it from the gold.
12 gold.
12 gold. Okay. And what Peach asked for specifically is, I would like your most emotionally numbing bottle of wine, please.
Yes. You get a very fancy wine.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
So I come back to the tavern and I look for Callista and I'm going, Callista, Callista, Callista.
Peach. Peach, you're back.
Hi. I got an emotionally numbing bottle of wine. I have so many things to tell you, and you're not going to like any of them.
Oh, well, the first part of that I liked. All right, then. Oh, 1478. This was a great year.
Hey,
I think that was before my time.
Bruce, you got to come downstairs. Peach is back, and we have a lot of bets to settle up on.
We were betting? Why didn't I get in on that action?
So everybody comes down, and then Peach like kind of huddles them, and like folds his wings around them so to like provide an extra safety barrier. And he goes,
Renair's just
okay.
sitting next to us.
Yeah, he's like, okay, so yeah, Renair is not part of this conversation because this is like adventurers only kind of a thing. So Peach huddles everyone close and he goes, okay, everybody, I have arranged a deal in which we will get the mushrooms and possibly also the sign of the fell priest. But we will have to go to a party to get the sign of the fell priest. But do not worry, I will be receiving invitations for it very, very soon. In 6 hours.
It's not too bad.
Along with the
Did
mushrooms.
You have to trade anything for this?
Yeah,
Oh,
what
yes.
was the deal?
That's a good thing.
Yes, but I am just saying, in exchange for all of these things, I promised 4/5 of the gold to Zardoz Zord.
I turned to Callista like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
4/5.
4/5, indeed. He says he wishes to return it to the city, and as far as I could tell, he was very much telling the truth. However,
what?
However, I am not sure what the weight of his motivations are behind wanting to return the gold to the city. There are many reasons for wanting to return something to somebody.
Wait. So he wants 400,000 gold to
Yes.
give back to the city. Is he giving
Yes.
it to the city, or is he giving it to a person in the city?
Well, he is giving it back to Layrel Silverhand, who will ostensibly receive it on behalf of the city, since she is the open lord and all.
So he's giving a bunch of money to a person who's already independently wealthy?
Seems legit
Well-
to me.
He's buying nobility.
Yep. 400,000 gold would do that.
So, okay, how are they moving it? That's 80,000
I turned to Basil. I'm just
pounds.
like, really, Basil?
It's 80,000 pounds of gold, guys.
You
I've
don't
been-
think they have multiple magical items that can hold thousands of pounds of equipment?
A bag of holding handles 500 pounds of anything, right? A haversack, 200 pounds.
Uh-huh.
80,000 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So,
and they have a lot
need
more
o-
friends than us.
They also have
Over
very
100?
high level. They also have very high level mages and wizards. I'm assuming, which
Do
means
what?
they could go ahead and make
Carry the
that
gold?
one disc shaped object. I don't even know what the name of it is.
To just floating disc.
Yeah, but that would have to be outside. I'm just saying, like, the actual mathematics of moving it is more, because that's the thing I've been working on the most. If we melted down the gold, there was a way to maybe kind of cheat some laws of physics. But if they're just moving the gold as coins, there's got to be like 300 people that are going to show up, which would be a good fighting force. So I don't think it's actually that bad, because we're going to have a hard time just moving 100,000 gold ourselves.
Yes, and also, it's very important that I mention to all of you that, much like my father, he said to me, Peach, I think I have overestimated your intelligence. And I
Yeah,
imagine,
that checks out.
that all three of you are probably thinking the very same things in your heads at this very moment.
I'm
However,
literally looking at Callista right now, just like kind of slowly leaning over the table and just looking at Callista.
List is
How-
fuming.
however,
Yes, Callista,
There is-
please go ahead. Tell us what you think.
However, there is something that I had considered in the very moment that he made such an offer. I do not think he picked up on it because, again, he said he overestimates my intelligence. My thought was, if we tell Layrel Silverhand that we have access to gold and we bring her along, when we enter and we hit the vault, then it will not be necessary to transfer the money to him at all whatsoever.
Wait, so you'd
Peach,
buy
are
us
you
into nobility instead?
are you trying to double cross him? Of all
No.
people.
No, I am not. I am only saying, if it just so happens that Layrel Silverhand happens to be in the vault when we are there, what can he do?
Except for the fact that it would be very obvious that we were the ones that notified her.
Really?
We're the only other people that know the existence of the vault.
And then Peach kind of raises his head out of the circle and says, Renair, do you happen to have any connections to Layrel Silverhand?
I mean, yes?
And then Peach dips his head back down and says, how curious.
Oh, so you want to kill Renair?
I was gonna say, you're literally gonna get this man killed.
No, he was not part of the deal. Only we were.
I appreciate the idea of cunning, but I have a feeling this is going to bite us in the ass if we did anything else like that.
I am only saying that is a possibility that crossed my mind. We do not actually have to act on it if everyone thinks it is a very poor decision.
I'm not
And-
thrilled.
I think it's a better decision than giving Jarlaxle 80-20 split.
Once again, it's 160 bags of holding that they're going to need to carry all this, which
But
in and of itself
my
is
whole
a small
thought process-
treasury.
I thought you could be a little bit more like, hey, and make it at least a 50-50 split. He's not even going and putting himself at risk. He's just literally watching us do all the work. The only thing he has to do is give us an item and an invitation. That's something he can
Well-
do with no effort.
Yes, your father could have got us an exotic mushroom.
And then Peach kind of swivels his head and says, "What makes you think that?"
Because he's a man that can get things.
Yes, but not
That's-
mushrooms. He's a jeweler. That's very different.
He does deal in a lot of things, though.
True, but not mushrooms.
I don't know. Have we ever tried giving mushrooms? Basil, let's go test it. Let's go to the shop right now.
No, okay. I'm sorry. I'm still doing the math in my head. They have to essentially sink 20,000 gold into purchasing bags of holding just to move all of this. Like, they've already spent 20,000 gold on this.
Basil, I already appreciate all statistics and math, but we honestly just don't care.
I don't think you understand. If we make it go wrong, we owe them 20,000 gold. If they're already preparing for this, it's really bad.
Well, then, that is why I said it is a possibility. We do not actually have to act on it.
I mean, it's really bad if we mess it up. Yeah, listen, I'm not happy about having to share, but if they've already sunk 20,000 gold into just moving the 400,000 gold, we would die if we took it. We would just be dead. So, I'm cool with this, I think. I think you did a good job, Peach. I'm gonna go and just, I think I'm gonna have a drink.
And then Peach says, "Well, have some emotionally numbing wine. I got it for Callista, but it seems like everybody will need to share. Additionally, my thinking was, if we only take 100,000, and the most of it goes to, well, Zord, then, well, that's 400,000 reasons for all the other factions to not come after us if he has the most of the money."
I wonder if we could make it look like he took all of the money.
Also, I'm a bit disappointed in you, Basil, that you would rather take less money because it's easier to move?
Oh, Basil kind of like shakes out of a stupor. No, it's not that it's easier to move. It's vaguely impossible to move in a timely manner. Still easy, just really a bummer. But it's worse to be known for having the money. So if we can pull a heist where we shunt all of the responsibility off of us and we pretend like we didn't actually take any of the money, and we leave it all on the stoop of Dralaxel, and we make it more publicly known, like we did with the royals before, or with the nobility, with the, the cursed ancestors in the tomb or whatever. Okay, I can get behind it again. Free money.
I'm gonna go and take a step upstairs and cool off.
Oh ho ho, mask coming off.
Basil's like wheeling a chalkboard out of his room and starting to do weight calculations on it.
Oh boy.
Canonically, 500. I think I taped this right. Yeah, 500,000 gold coins weighs 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, so the 400,000 is 80,000 pounds. And then 500 pounds per bag of holding. Bag of holding goes anywhere from 101 gold pieces to 500 gold pieces. So I took a wholesale price of 120 gold pieces, like median, and then I just jump that in, so it's like 20,000 if they're not paying full price.
8,000, not 80.
I definitely have it as 80,000 here on a gold 5th edition gold calculator.
A standard gold coin weighs 0.32 ounces.
Oh,
50
there's a decimal point. I'm blind. I'm blind, guys.
Yeah. 50.
I can't see the. It was Mac. It was at regular 100%. I normally don't zoom into things, and then I zoomed in. And I'm like, oh, there it is. I see you.
Yeah. 50.
I was having a hard time of like, this math is impossible. I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, the missed decimal point. 50 coins weighs 1 pound. So 500,000 is 10,000 pounds. So 8,000 pounds.
So they've only sunk 2,000 gold pieces into it, which is because I was like, okay, we die if we interrupt this at all. We die. I can't even make shenanigans here. So I have to lay the groundwork as to why Basil would have touched this. With only 2,000 gold pieces, I don't know. Shenanigans could be back on the table.
Our game is known for shenanigans.
Yeah.
And
I
it's just
come
16
back-
bags of holding.
I come back down the stairs like, all right, let's get back into discussing this.
Breg and Dartha definitely has like at least 20 bags of holding in their possession.
Yeah.
Yes, what do you think, Cruz? You're the moral center of this group. What do you think we should be giving all of this money to Jarlaxle?
Well, I know your stance on it already there, Callista, but unfortunately,
tell?
Yes, I could very much tell. I'm right there with you to an extent, but unfortunately, the deal was already struck. So if we go back on it, even if it is under the guise of... I kind of silently look at throwing Renair under the bus, of all things, poor bastard. I don't think we will get away with it. They have too much resources and men constantly watching for us to be able to sneak off with that.
Well, Basil's looking at the chalkboard and it's like, oh, I missed it at some point. Okay, my brain's not breaking as much. Okay, guys, but like, I once again, I do want the money a lot, but you know the whole like lottery curse thing of you win a bunch of money and then everyone knows that you have a bunch of money and then your life gets bad despite having a bunch of money.
Oh,
Here's the thing,
yes.
you don't flaunt that money, and you go
Yeah,
ahead and place
but-
it immediately into savings.
But people already know that we're kind of like on it. So if we can smokescreen with Jarlaxle, we're good. We can just say like, oh, Jarlaxle actually got all of the money. We don't have any of it. And we just kind of happened to help them open the vault due to some bad deals. And then we're free. No one needs to know.
Do you think anyone's going to believe that?
Maybe.
I think they will believe it if he actually, makes a great big show of returning the money, which I suspect he will.
Oh yeah, he wants some form of like nobility status. So if he buys into Lord's Alliance, people will believe it to some extent at least.
I'm really not sure that anyone would believe us that we did all this work and then gave all of our findings to this one particular person who did nothing.
Considering that this was my life for such a long time, the lie is easier to believe than not. I basically, this was my life for the last, 20 years of doing all of the work and getting none of the credit. This is actually my skill set, guys. Oh.
At that, Peach kind of like looks from Basil to everyone else, like, like, uh-oh.
We're truly in desperate times now, aren't we?
Yeah, if you just act really sad all the time and then do laundry for other people, they just kind of let it go.
I'm not doing Zardoz Zord's laundry.
Oh no, it would be for the people trying to pretend like we got any of the money. We'd be like, no, we didn't get any of the money. Do you need laundry done? We can scrub your floors. We don't have any money.
We are not maids and butlers here, Basil.
And also, to be fair, I think doing Zardar's laundry wouldn't take that long. There isn't much of it.
No, but the fact of the matter is I have to get near it, and that scares me to no end.
I don't think it actually comes off. I'm pretty sure it's just part of him.
That's even more disturbing now that you mentioned that.
Yeah,
Well,
I wonder.
On that
See if it
note,
skips.
let's open this bottle of emotionally numbing wine. And Peach will open the bottle and pour some out for everyone.
I literally go ahead and take the whole amount, slide it over to Callista, and like, I think you need this more than I do.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
still-
I'm fuming in my own way, but I can very much tell you we're not expecting this result.
Callista will take her drink and Cruce's drink. And
Just shotgun them both.
probably just grab the whole rest of the bottle from Peach.
So I'm guessing the mood of half of the party is extremely displeased.
So the way I see it is Basil's like, I don't want to deal with the logistics of it. Peach is like, do bird stuff. Callista's, I had a chance to literally have 500,000 gold, or at least divided 4 ways, 500,000 gold.
Yeah,
And that
irate
is
would be
now
the word.
a fifth of that. And then I'm sitting there like, yes, it really sucks because I would have liked to have invested more money into certain things. But considering the deal has already been struck, I have my hands tied.
What is 20,000 gold, or I guess 25,000 gold? What is that realistically in like buying price that our characters would have a neat understanding of? It's not like FU money, clearly, but like what
No,
is
it's not like it's
25,000 gold?
no money. It's just obviously not the same amount. It'd probably be equivalent to buying out like a couple of buildings, or at least renting out several buildings.
What does the average house in Waterdeep go for?
Yeah, what's the house bubble currently? What's sort of
Yeah.
the what's
We're
the
gonna
interest
invest
rates?
in our stocks, and
What are the down
That's the
payments?
housing market.
How's escrow looking?
Well, yeah, 20,000 gold would, or 25,000 gold, 25,000 gold
We
would,
split it 4 ways, right?
will basically get you like a very nice like manor villa in like the best neighborhood in Waterdeep.
Is that upfront, or is that it? And then you also have the taxes to pay on the back end. Come on, I'm gonna ask the nitty gritty
the
here.
real nitty gritty,
No,
the government expenditures.
I don't want to do economics.
What about hiring a house
Reasonable.
staff?
I'm guessing that it would come like furnished and with staff.
Okay, so like, but what type of butlery school are we talking about? Are we talking about one of the good ones or one of the median ones?
Yeah, this is not like never have to do anything again because you're rich money.
Oh yeah, no.
This is like a
But
good
it's-
amount of money. But like it would be like if I hit the lottery for $200,000.
And then I gave
I wouldn't quit
3/4
my
of that
job.
to someone else.
Yeah.
That's the real kick in the teeth, is the fact that it's like, we got the lottery, and I'm giving 4/5 of it to someone else.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, it's not quite like $200,000. It's more, I mean, because if you can buy a nice house, it's closer to us winning each $1 million, or
Oh
us
yeah, I
winning.
guess that's true.
It would be us winning $20 million and then having to give away $15 million, and then split the $5 million that is left.
Yeah.
That's still I
Like,
think-
it's still a significant chunk to the point that people would notice that we even got $25,000. I mean, gold, I think. Like, it's not an amount that we could each hide very well unless we just never
No.
spent it.
the first thing written on the blackboard is just call lawyer, circled like a bunch of times written by Basil.
Have a large amount of money you just acquired? Come to us now at...
Hey man, if you just pro tip, if you do win the lottery, don't tell anyone. Go immediately to a lottery lawyer,
Oh,
have them
100%.
share up like 1,000 accounts, and immediately quit your identity. Like you're now John Smith and you live in Salt Lake City. Like
Yep.
you fully evaporate as a human being.
Yep, you're just putting everything into savings, and do not give a bunch of stuff away.
Hire a money launderer, buy a laundromat, launder the money yourself. Really bootstrap it.
I feel like I've seen this TV show before.
I don't think it involved mushrooms, though.
No, it involves something else that started with M.
Bow, bow, bow. We're going
Yeah.
that direction. Shadow, are you ready to go ahead and
Okay.
switch over?
So apparently, 25,000, right? It's 20,
Yes.
Yes.
25,000 gold is worth roughly the equivalent of $2,500,000 modern day currency.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. That's more than I thought. That's a
Yeah,
lot more than
that's-
I thought.
I
That's
can start
nothing to
getting
sneeze
interest.
at for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing probably at this point that Cruz would say is, did you by chance have any sort of back and forth with Jarlaxle?
Oh yeah, surely this was like the, you haggled him here to 400,000. So it must have been like a really brutal first offer.
Well, no.
What do you mean?
Huh? No, just no.
Just no.
Well, you see, I at first tried to pretend as though we had not even seen the vault and we were not even looking for the keys and all that other nonsense. The reason why the conversation took so long was because we were chasing each other around in metaphorical circles.
Oh, I understand now. You just couldn't keep up with his metaphorical circle. Got it.
Wait,
No, I think I kept up quite well.
did you? We're going to a thing. I
Yes.
kind of got lost in the sauce of everything else that immediately started happening.
Yes, there is
Yes.
going to be a gathering at the Castellanters who are affiliated with the Grail Huns.
Oh.
Oh, so Jarlaxle knows
So-
everything, huh? Okay, okay.
Do
I mean,
you
it's
see
better,
why I
right?
agreed? Do you see why I agreed to everything so readily?
It's better
I
than
mean-
us not getting any of the money.
We're still doing all of the work.
Yes, we're doing all the work. He's not having to lift a finger. He doesn't even know all the objectives. Nor does he have the means to get into the vault in the first place.
Peach, he doesn't
He
know
also
all the
doesn't know where the
objectives,
vault
right?
is.
Yes, this is also very true.
What did you say, Basil?
He doesn't know all the objectives, right?
What do you mean by objectives?
Like the thing, the keys that we need to open. He doesn't know all of them, right? Maybe.
Well, I do not know if he knows, but he did guess that there were multiple keys.
All right. Well, it probably went about as well as it could have gone.
You think this went as well as it could have gone?
We could have gotten nothing. We could have done everything and got. Listen, once again, my life was doing everything and getting nothing in return. So I am used to that ROI.
Okay, but now
this
things
is
have
a
changed. You've
windfall.
grown, Basil. You can expect more for your efforts.
I'm standing talking to you in a tavern that I part own and does really good business. I'm doing great. Would I like more money? Yeah, because I'd like to experiment on things.
I'm certain
And I
you'd
could
love
buy a
a
lot of dead
fully
bodies.
furnished laboratory for you to work with.
Oh, lab, yeah. No, I guess I could buy a lab, not a bunch of bodies.
Expand the
Yeah.
cellar so you can actually make concoctions and have them brew underground. Make your
most-
own potion shop you've always dreamed of doing.
Yeah, I could probably still do that with 25,000.
25,000 is a lot.
Again, I'm not upset. Just slightly disappointed.
Okay, Mom.
I think you are disappointed in futility. I truly do think that was truly the best that it could have gone. I went in there expecting that he did not know what we were doing, and it turned out he knew everything that we were doing.
And how did he know everything that we were doing?
I do not know.
You didn't say anything in particular.
No.
When you were asking about the mushroom, how did you say it?
I asked specifically, in accordance to the riddle, do you happen to have any mushrooms from the Underdark that were brought up to the surface by someone from the Underdark? That is all.
He's a clever man. I guess he could figure it out from that, but I can't really blame Peach for that.
Did you see how saying something so specific would possibly give it away?
How else should I have asked for it? That is exactly the thing that we needed. I could not say, "Oh, do you happen to have mushrooms from the Underdark?" because then we could have fallen into the same pitfall as we did with Basil and myself.
Yes, but you could have told him that we needed it to brew a potion for a witch or something.
I did not say what we needed it for. He just guessed.
Basil turns around from the
Alright.
blackboard. None of you guys can teleport, right?
Why is that important, Basil?
I'm just trying to figure out if we can actually steal all the money or not still.
Basil, that
What
ship
do-
has sailed long ago at this
All right,
point.
I'm gonna-
No,
I'll
wait,
cross out
no,
teleport.
no. Why do you need to know how to teleport?
Well, I mean, we could, I don't know, set some stuff up. Like a safety site and dummy money, and use a teleportation trick to teleport just the dummy money into the thing, that, like iron coins that we painted gold or something, and then we could have all 500,000 gold. You know, just tossing around ideas.
I mean, I like where this
Where,
is
where are
going.
we getting 500,000 iron coins? We talked about logistics. You want to talk about logistics? How about carrying around 500,000 iron coins?
It would just be an initial investment of 20,000 gold. It's so cheap.
We don't even have that money.
Yes, we don't have 20,000
Well,
gold.
none of you can teleport anyway, so
No.
I'm blue skying over here, okay? There's a bunch of things. There's just big bats, question mark. Digestible gold, question mark.
I go ahead and turn to Callista like, I think it's best we just go along with it. At this point, we really can't turn things around without having major magical assistance, and even then, it would probably still return back to us.
So I'm
Yeah.
realizing that my understanding here is that like the party was actually thinking of keeping all 500,000 gold
No,
for
I
themselves.
was thinking we could get maybe a little bit better than a 4-5, sorry,
but like and keeping it for
4/5
themselves,
to
not
1.
like returning it to like the city of Waterdeep to be like split amongst the citizenry as it should be.
Peach
I'm pretty
100%. Peach was going to return his portion to the city in any case, so when he heard that, oh, your plan is to do that? Okay. That's what I was going to do in any case. Why wouldn't anybody want to do that? So he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Also because his dad told him to do it, so he's not
I
gonna
think that was
disobey
the
his dad.
major motivating
That-
factor.
That was the major thing. But there was also like that insight check where it was like, okay, he's not lying about returning it to the city. That was like, okay, that's legit. That's what I wanted to do. Let me talk to my dad first.
Mhm.
Okay, Dad, I'll listen to you. You know.
Yep.
There was a conversation between Basil and Callista about keeping all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do gotta play to that, because it's not
Yeah.
like those two characters would this guy about trying to keep all the money.
Again, like, my character would be like, I of course want funds for my own personal things I got going on in the background, but it's not like I wouldn't give any of it back. It's just that I wasn't expecting that huge of a split difference. That was my character like, whoa, wait. Was there any negotiation?
See, Basil had the accepting reality, and then immediately, how do I fight the reality that I've just accepted?
Yeah. Peach is like that, very much like Basil in terms of the emotional thing. Like, okay, I agree to it, but also like he emotionally doesn't personally agree to deals unless there are promises to his dad. So he's like, yeah, okay, if Laeral happens to be there, what can we do? Oh no. Which is why he suggested it. But again, the party brought up very good points like, hey, he might trace it back to us, so
And then there's also me as a player, like, I gotta really bring the heist into Waterdeep Dragon Heist. How do I steal this money?
How do I make it so stealthy? They'll
How do we
never
get-
see it.
How do we get those Aaron Sorkin like angles and cuts to like us walking down a hallway really fast with a briefcase before it like cuts to a person in a box with a timer and an oxygen tank? Like, how do we get those going?
All right.
So, go ahead.
What now?
Well, there's 6 hours between now and when Peach has to go get the mushrooms and the the invitations, right? Oh, and the clothes. He promised us
Yeah.
clothes.
We have a long rest coming, right? Correct?
Well, my other question is the fact that it's like, when was it scheduled for us to go over to this Growlhan's party or whatever the party is?
2
The
days.
party is in a couple days, yeah. So we have
Okay.
time.
But it was
Did
it
we
was
want
late at
to-
night. Or no, I guess it was midday. When was it? Where were we?
Yeah, it was like midday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
so in the evening, Peach is going to go to Zord and get the clothes, the invitations, and the mushrooms.
Mhm.
So he is going to ask Basil to remove anything valuable from the bag of holding, and he will be back with the mushrooms.
So we can go ahead and have a rest. And then we have 2 days, technically, to wait, because we have to wait for the party. I can't believe I'm saying this, but do we want to reassail the lovely Xanathar Guild?
Oh, right. Before Peach would leave, Basil would be like, "Can you ask if they can also get the goldfish? Because I don't want to go back there."
Oh, you want me to go to him and ask for another favor when we've
No,
already
no,
given?
no.
He's earning the 400,000 gold when he gets the goldfish. That's like part and parcel.
Oh, I see, I see. I will indeed ask that.
Thank you.
I turned to Callista like, don't count on it.
Yes, if he can do it, make sure that he gets all of the goldfish and not 4 fucking fifths of it.
I will
You
tell
just
him
hear
that as well.
Basil from his room just go, "Ha!"
Yep, so away I go, I guess, with the bag of holding to get some mushrooms, some clothes, some invitations, and to ask for a whole goldfish and not 4/5 of it.
Okay.
That was a good one.
So, assuming that you're just kind of like hanging out at the manor for the like 5.5 hours until you need to go.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Peach is also holding his flail snail a little bit more tightly than usual.
Okay. Okay, then we will cut to you returning to Nevercott's haberdashery.
Doot doot doot, here I go, flying through the city. It's winter time. Blustery day, blustery night. Here we go. Doot doot doot. I go. Is the haberdashery open?
Well, there's like a closed sign up, but the door is unlocked.
Is my glaive glowing?
It's not.
Okay, then I go inside. Doot doot doot.
Okay. And like Nevercott is there, and he looks like he was waiting for you.
Ah. Hello, I have returned as promised.
Ah, very good. I suppose it is about that time. So, how did your friends react to the news of what happened between us?
Oh, they were most furious. I hope you appreciate the emotional bulwark I am providing between you and them. You have put me, as they say, between a rock and a hard place, except the rock is you, and the hard place is my friends.
Ah, yes, I am a rock.
Don't flatter him more.
I am an island. Okay, that's out of my system. Peach doesn't actually sing that. That song doesn't exist in Waterdeep, I don't think.
Just a nosebleed.
And then when he just seems pleased with himself, Peach sighs and he says, an apology or some kind of token apology would be very appreciated. I was in emotional distress, you see.
And he'll cock an eyebrow.
Ah, I see. I have to explain the social dynamics to you. As I said, I was put between a rock and a hard place. I do not want to explain this metaphor again, and it was extremely unpleasant for me, perhaps the most unpleasant thing that I have ever experienced. Except for the time when my father would not speak to me for several days. That was extraordinarily distressing. Anyway, it is through your actions that has caused me to experience such upset, so I would like a token apology for such things.
Apology?
Yes, please.
I do not do apologies.
Oh. In that case, then reparations would be just as good.
Perhaps reparations could be considered.
Perhaps we should turn to the matter of the invitations first.
Yes, and then he'll bring out like 4 kind of like medium-sized parcels and set them on
Good grief.
the counter, and so then inside each of these is perfectly tailored fine clothes for you and each of your friends to attend the party. And there is also enclosed an invitation in order to get inside.
Peach is going to sneak a peep at the one that would be for Cruz. Under which name is the invitation?
It's labeled Cruise Swain.
Okay. Peach was worried he was going to see both of them and be like, uh-oh.
Oh, you know they already know it.
Yeah, but, you know, just in case.
I don't know anyone in the city that doesn't know my identity at this point.
Peach will thank him and then negotiate the boxes into the bag of holding. I'm sure that looks really funny. Just.
That is an excellent question. How does he know all our measurements?
He was able to clock all of your measurements just by meeting you before.
That ain't disturbing in the slightest.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Jarlaxle likes his finery.
That's true.
And also people. And then he'll take out what looks like a very well-kept small log, and then growing out of it is a very kind of like purple, pink, yellow, and orange fungus that then kind of forms into like a flowery shape, but then also has kind of like tentacles coming out of like where like the center of the flower would be.
These some really messed up mushrooms, man.
This is a very rare mushroom. Attached to a log, that means that it will remain living as well as a fungus can. Has special meaning to me. Please be certain to bring it back unharmed after you have done with it what you need to.
Well, in that case, do you happen to have a care manual? I do not know anything about caring for such mushrooms.
Well, how long do you think you'll need it? I expected this to not take more than... Well, certainly not more than a 10-day, probably not more even than 5 days.
Well, yes. Where's the care manual for 5 days of care?
It wouldn't need it for 5 days.
Are you certain? Because I do not want to come to you with a sad mushroom after 5 days, and then you go, "Oh, Peach, I have overestimated your intelligence once again," and I have to say, "But sir, I did ask you for a care manual, and you said no."
Just make sure that no physical harm comes to the mushroom or the log. Other than that, it can take care of itself.
Okay, is it safe to put inside this bag then?
Likely.
Peach very, very carefully puts it inside the bag.
Okay.
I like the idea of you picking up like basically a terrarium with a bunch of like loose mulch in it, and then turning it sideways. Everything falls to the bottom, and you just shove
Yeah.
it
You
into
just hear
Yeah.
ting 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 ting, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, close it up. Everything's fine.
Mhm. And then after he has carefully laid the mushroom into the bag, he looks up and he says, "So, reparations."
Yes, reparations. You have something in mind.
No, I do not. I thought you would be able to calculate something with that gigantic brain of yours.
Well, it certainly seems that you're trying to make some kind of play here.
No.
He doesn't believe you.
He can
He
roll
doesn't even
insight.
need to roll insight. He just knows.
Come now, Peach, be more forthcoming.
You can beat that with a passive wisdom of 6. Okay? Like,
No, the reparations are purely because Peach was upset that his friends are upset with him. That's what Peach is talking about. He's not talking about anything else.
To be more forthcoming.
Okay, so what Peach is talking about now is that he would just like him to either say sorry or something approaching a sorry for making his friends angry at him. That's all Peach wants currently.
Not gonna happen.
there's the whisper from Basil. We do a quick flashback. Oh, remember to ask about the goldfish. Goldfish.
And then so like there's this moment where they're staring at each other, and then he just kind of shakes his head a little bit and he says, "You are too suspicious a person to talk to sometimes. But yes, okay, let us say that I am indeed making a play for something. Would it trouble you overly to go into the Xanathar's lair and bring me the goldfish?"
Trouble me? Yes, out of the question.
Well, there you go.
Now,
And-
I'm just sipping my tea, and then all of a sudden I see, I told you so. It's okay.
now, if you so wish to have, say, your friends, Fel and Thiel accompany you on such a mission, I can arrange that.
That would be acceptable, I suppose. Waiting for like any vibes from the party to come in.
No, this is all you. You got
All right.
this.
Well,
I'm-
if that is acceptable, I will arrange for that. Just send me word when you need their assistance.
I'm immediately planning how much shit to give these guys. Oh man, you guys are so stealthy here. It's like you could have done this by yourselves.
Man, it's a real shame that, our pockets are so empty. It would be real nice to have a little bit more than 1/5 of what we have.
Yeah, if only somebody could come and earn their keep. It would be great.
And then last thing is Peach is going to ask if it is permissible for him to visit his father's shop anymore, or if he should still stay away. Because currently I am burned out of the sending stone, thing, so I can't ask my father directly, but
Mhm.
I'm asking him, is it safe for me to go visit him?
I would think that it is safe as long as it is not publicly noticed.
Wonderful. Very well then. I shall...
Oh, Peach, one more thing.
Yes?
I do have something to give to you from someone that cares about you. And then he'll hand
Oh.
over a ring.
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
About this? Like, is it actually from someone who cares about me, or is this a "I'm gonna blow you up" ring?
We'll make that insight check.
I apparently believe him completely. I
Oh,
rolled an
God.
8.
Get a 16, 22. This one's probably the most important one. 8.
8. I rolled an 8.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hopefully, that ring will let you find some friends, in a manner of speaking.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. He was really ready to leave in a very antagonistic way, but now this has completely thrown him off. So he's like, okay, have a good evening then. And yeah, he'll go back, and when he gets there and he passes out everyone their parcels, he tells Basil, this is a very important mushroom. Do not destroy or touch or breathe on this mushroom.
Basil already has a really nice place picked out for it, so he doesn't have to keep it in the bag.
Okay.
With like heat control.
What's so important about this flower? Sorry,
Well,
fungus.
I did promise to return it in one piece, so that's why it's important.
It's
Does it
also
have sentimental
absolutely
value?
beautiful. Yeah, these are so rare. I don't think you understand just how extreme it is to have one of these. They're beautiful.
So this is probably something that he has around nearby, or at least close enough that he want to check on it regularly, right?
Yeah.
So, isn't there, some magical thing that maybe we connect to it? Maybe a scrying eye or something along those lines?
Do any of us have any kind of magic that would let us do that? None of us are wizards. Dang it, Tam! Why did you die?
Oh, Peach, do you have a new ring? What is that?
Oh, apparently it's from someone who cares about me very much.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Identify. You got that from Identify.
Also, Cruz, I'm less concerned about us scrying on this and more this being a vessel to scry on us.
Well, we can put it in the basement.
Well, that's why I'm putting it in my dirty room.
Right.
There's nothing to really see in there besides a bunch of other mushrooms. So
Right, but at some point we're going to have to take it directly to the gate.
then it's
Yes,
gonna be in
but
the
it will.
bag.
The gate,
Yeah,
the gate
it will.
that only we know about.
Yes, but
Yeah,
it will be in the bag.
Do we have a means to dispel any magic on it, perhaps?
Even if it was scrying, the only thing that I would see is the inside of the bag.
Also, I'm pretty sure Trilaxel probably knows everything because you don't say like, oh, I'm gonna take 400,000 gold and then not know where to come and pick it up.
Oh, also, Peach is going to say that he said no to the goldfish.
I
He did ask about the goldfish, but he said no to the goldfish.
Well, that's
Big
to be
surprise there.
expected, honestly.
Can we burn his boats? You think that's okay? He probably has more boats.
No.
The what?
We can burn the boats.
Oh,
Don't-
okay. I didn't hear boats. I heard something else.
I'm honestly curious. What do you think he's?
Burn
I
his
heard
goats.
votes.
Votes?
Vote.
Yeah, I was like,
Burn the
what?
ballots.
I was like, what in tarnation are you talking about, Hoodie?
Just like a late at night drive by without chemical fire. We drop it on the decks. The boats burn. Oh no.
I don't think
Oops.
that would be the smartest decision.
Okay.
Also,
all right.
arson is illegal in the city.
Yes.
I turn and look at the mushroom in this like beautiful encasing. Yeah. So we're being nice. So it'd be nice if you could be nice to us. Person probably listening to this.
As far as the identify on the ring goes, it does reveal that it is a ring of animal influence.
Oh.
So it does not acquire attunement, and it allows the wearer to cast animal friendship, speak with animals, or fear.
Oh.
Interesting.
You said I found friends. I thought you were gonna say it was a ring of adult friend finder.
Jesus.
We're getting ye old Tinder here, you know?
you go and concentrate mana into it, and it just goes hot milfs in your area, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
exactly."
Jesus."
Swipe
No.
left or swipe right.
Well, I think it's about time for a break.
Sounds
On
like,
that,
please.
That's the note you want to go out on? Okay.
And remember, everybody who is either watching or listening, that a break for us is also, in fact, a break for you. So go to the bathroom, have a snack, drink some water, refresh the bag of frozen peas that is keeping your laptop from having an absolute and complete freaking meltdown. Gird yourself for the rest of existence, and we shall join you back here very shortly.
See you all in probably about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be
Yep.
back then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I have clicked the button. Hello.
Wrong lever!
We are back from our break.
Good. Screw reality. Let's get back into this.
Right.
Yes.
What? But the real world is going so great. Has anyone checked social media? It's so fun there.
No.
Let's.
No.
God.
No.
God.
No.
We're not
This is
going there.
D&D
No.
time.
It's so much
Nope.
fun.
This is D&D
Nope.
time.
No.
I don't sink into a ball and cry every day. That's not me. That's crazy.
Shadow, get us into this.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, so Peach has collected stuff from Nevercaught /Zord /Garlaxle. Now what? What is the party going to do?
Now we long
Yeah.
rest.
I mean, we could take a rest for now, and since
Yeah,
we have to wait to go
I
to the
need-
Growlhounds,
I need
We
to
should-
recharge everything.
yeah,
We
we can take a
We should-
rest now, be ready tomorrow, and then we should probably plan out going over back to Xanathar's.
should do that
And-
last because the goldfish is like a big important thing, and with tracking spells, so that's like we gotta take it and run away.
Okay, then what should we do in the day between? Because we're gonna have to wait a whole other day.
I don't know. This might sound crazy. We can just like have a day.
I
No,
would
that's
very
impossible.
much like to have. I would very
Yes.
much like to have a day.
Yeah, get some food down the street like we used to. Not
Peach,
worry
I mean-
about dying.
Peach, what is it? What is in those boxes that you have?
Oh, yes. These are the clothes that I've received on behalf of all of us in order to go to the party. We are going to the Castellanters. Have you heard of them? They're extremely rich.
Yeah,
If we showed up-
I heard of the
actually,
Castellanters?
all of you can make history checks.
Hooray! We can make our first rolls for for us.
Nope.
13.
18.
Oh, Mr. Noble in the house.
Okay. So, Callista, all you know is that like you think you've heard that name said, and like that they're part of the nobility in Waterdeep. Peach and Basil. Also same kind of thing. That they're like a well-known noble family in Waterdeep, and they run banking stuff.
Banking. Okay.
And that they have 3 children, one older son, who like kind of like the gossip around town says that like he got sent away to some private school far away, and 2 younger kids, like both like kind of like under the age of 10. And then Cruz, you know all of that information, and additionally, you know that actually the Castellanters ran into some financial trouble about a year ago, and pretty much were going to go bankrupt, and then somehow miraculously turned everything around.
They're a bit suspect. Something tells me they have a bit of back-end dealings in the background here.
Basil's flipping through his notepad back at the Growlhounds. Didn't they also send kids away to like some type of when they were tieflings? Didn't they send people away?
Yes.
So this
That
older
is-
son is
This all adds up quite a lot.
all right.
Great, more devil worshippers. Let's hope it's not like last time.
Well,
Yeah.
they-
Also, there's been a lot of ties between the Growlhund family and the Castellanter family for generations.
so yeah, we need to look for the what was it? The
An
the-
icon from a fell priest.
fell priest unholy symbol. Yep, great from of their fiendish lord.
A fell priest's unholy symbol of a fiendish lord.
So once again, if they have an orgy room, don't engage. That's what messed things up last time.
Mark it with a sock or something. I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway.
Also, important to note, they do have kids. We gotta remember this time, they have children.
Oh, so you mean we shouldn't just abandon them there after we've murdered the parents?
They got out fine. They're fine now, probably. I never checked up.
And also, you're being invited to a party with a bunch of other Waterdeep like nobility. So there's going to be like a lot of important people around. And the idea is that you were invited there by like got you invitations so that you could do reconnaissance to see if like they have the other thing that you might be looking for.
And to pester the Blackstaff.
Well,
right?
She's too important to me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
we've
entered we've entered the end game of all these people usually are too important to deal with us, and okay, I see how it is. We've entered that stage of the game.
So this is just the echelon of nobility we can afford to make angry at us before it really comes back to bite us.
Uh-huh. So you'll just take the day, I guess.
Yes, I guess we'll just take the day. Or we're just going to speed for the next day, too, because technically we're still this day and then the next day.
I know it's crazy that like adventurers get some time.
I know that as an alchemist, you love that.
Yes.
I still want to know what's in the boxes.
Yeah, so Peach explains that there's the invitation, the formal invitation to this party, and then there are the clothes that make us appropriate to go to the party.
Ah, and what do those look like?
Presumably different for all of us.
Yes. So like Peach gets kind of like a very nice like tunic and then kind of like almost like a kilt.
Aw. Cute.
And actually you'll find that all of these clothes are enchanted.
Oh. Enchanted with what?
The ability to hide weapons and armor that you're also wearing.
Nice. Good.
Of course.
I'll take it.
I go and look through. I was like, oh, that's a very nice enchant. Did he give me a flippin' leotard? What does he think of me?
Actually, I envisioned Cruz basically getting like a tux.
Okay. I was just playing with it, but yeah, sure, tux. I'm all for it.
No, Cruz, that goes under this right here.
Basil,
it's been a while.
That doesn't go by itself. That goes with this. It's all right.
Got it. I'm not used to these types of clothes. It's been a while.
Basil gets like this like green and blue robe with like a golden like sash belt. And then what?
Basil's just like just a rope? Not even one of the fancy lad lines from like spring?
That is a sash, Basil. It's just to adorn it, make it like a little accent.
It doesn't
to the
even
outfit.
show off my goods, you know.
Well,
I take a moment and like,
speaking of that,
what goods?
The cake factory. I turn around and I wiggle a non-existent butt.
Callista basically gets like a Jessica Rabbit dress.
Of course.
Nice.
Oh, so what? Callista gets to show off her goods, and I get nothing. I get just a sock to live in. Great. I see how it is.
Well, you do look exceptionally cherubic, Basil.
Oh, thank you. That's pretty nice. I think.
I do feel a little. Yes.
Is it good to look cherubic?
Well, I think you're very good at looking cherubic. So for you, yes, it is very good.
You might fit in with the noble children there. You can get some information from them.
See, now we're drifting back from good to not good. When you say that.
No. This is a good thing, Basil. You'll fit right in.
Peach kind of looks at himself in the mirror and he says, I kind of see what my father means when he says I am freakishly large. I do feel a little bit exposed in this clothing.
Yes, I understand that. I understand most of it, but why the kilt?
Well, my tail has to go somewhere, doesn't it?
I mean, yes, but I feel like you could make it work in other ways.
I actually think this is perfect. Myself and Peach can cause a distraction, and you two can sort of blend in.
Oh, look! It has an open bit in case I wish to use it as a cloak or something. Oh, I see. There are many different configurations here. Okay, I need to learn how these work. Because I picture it very much like the precursor to kilts, where it's literally just one giant sheet of fabric, and then there's a specific way you pleat it, and then you pleat it, I think.
So like a toga?
Kind of, but like the original idea behind it was that you would just have this one giant sheet of like felted wool that you could use as like a sleeping tarp, a blanket, a cloak, like a hood, but basically they're able to pleat it and then throw it over themselves, and it's like just one giant sheet of fabric. So that's kind of what I was picturing when Shadow said kill. I was like, oh, okay, it's just one humongous sheet. But you have to fold it in a particular way to get the configurations you want. So I was like, okay, probably that. Because a bird body is very weird to tailor around.
Mhm.
Also, clearly, me and Shadow hang out too much. Because if the dress was anything other than the Jessica Rabbit dress, I was going to take a knife and cut it into the Jessica Rabbit dress.
Of course. Just nod a little bit mischievously there, DM. It's okay.
You saved the step, Shadow.
Yeah. I was like, what would Drew want for Calista? Yeah, Jessica Rabbit dress.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Maybe not quite glittery, more like kind of like just satiny, but
yeah.
So that's what's in the parcels.
Well, magical side of it is certainly convenient. And basically, you look good.
I look like
Very
a tiny
good.
wizard.
Yes,
Well,
think of you as like a miniature Tam.
He's so old though. I'm not that old.
Yeah,
I mean, I am the
miniature as
oldest.
in like you're smaller, but also that you're not as old. Like a young, strapping version of him.
Oh, like a sexy Tam. Yeah, I could be about that.
Okay, maybe
Well,
not.
Right, I'm showing the good. Maybe I could
Did he-
put like a sash below my tuchus, so I can really show off the goods.
Well, did Tam ever show you what he looked like when he was younger and what he sounded like when he was younger? It gave me a real fright. It was, as they say, charismatic. So,
No.
yes.
No. I don't think I saw the pictures. I know you guys talked about it at some point.
Yes, but what I am saying, Basil, is that if Cruz says that you look and sound like a younger Tam, it is quite the compliment.
Well, since I wasn't around, could you like do a young man Tam voice?
I don't think I could. My voice is much too high.
And mine's a little bit more on the deeper side, so yes, I don't think it would be that possible for me, unfortunately.
It was worth
Oh,
a shot to try.
I have an idea. Do you remember that one bard at the Yawning Portal about 5 months ago? He was very, very famous because he did 3 backflips into the portal and we all thought he died, but then he levitated himself out of it and then sang a song because he was drunk? Tam sounded like that man, except when he's sober.
Oh, okay. So
we
he
even
sounded
been
like
around
this?
each other for 5 months.
No, I'm just making up random lore.
Okay.
Because I
Got
imagine
it.
I imagine a lot of crazy crap happens at the Yawning Portal, and it's like Bard backflips into hole,
And then
levitates out again.
levitates out, yeah.
Yeah.
think it's
Like
supposed to
that guy.
be roughly about like a little over 60 days by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 months.
Yeah, they were
basically.
passing around recording of his voice. He sounded like that.
We're on day 3 of the 4th 10-day,
Hmm.
so we're like 50 something.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, keep that in mind, Basil. It's okay. Just please, for the love of God, do not call yourself sexy and quote unquote shake the goods.
Why? That's so weird.
We're in a very highly classed building. So
Yeah, so you would figure they would enjoy personal empowerment, right? That's a very laudable ideal.
Well, I think what Cruz is trying to say is that you have to imagine that everybody at this party is like your parents, except richer and meaner.
Yeah, you guys also are aware I've been attending noble events and high tier functionary events since I've been a small child. I am just kind of messing with you a little bit.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Because sometimes you're very serious about these things, and I need to make sure.
Although, if you didn't want to go to the party, you could cover yourself in blue fur.
No, I'm just thinking about maybe get like a neckerchief, maybe some jewelry for the sash.
Jewelry.
Oh yeah, I have a whole box of very expensive jewelry from my parents.
Well, that will definitely help you blend in.
I don't know
Maybe
what
you
they're
should
talking.
lend.
I don't
Maybe
know
you
what
should
they're
lend some
talking
to
about, Basil.
come. Sorry, continue.
I don't know what they're talking about, Basil. I completely encourage you to shake the goods.
See, thank you. I do shake a non-existent. There's nothing. It's like a cardboard box bend.
Oh.
All right. I mean, we've got a little bit of time. Is there anything you guys wanted to do? Technically, this can be considered a day off.
Yep, I'm gonna brew potions for the next probably 24 hours. I'll talk to you guys later. I just closed my door.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, what about you two? What do you have planned?
I would very much like to rest.
Okay, fair enough. And you, Peach?
I really don't know what I am going to do. I think figure out which way I look best in these clothes. I haven't worn clothes like this in a long time.
All right. Well, let me know if you need help with the fitting. I know it can be difficult for us.
Oh, thank you.
Not a problem. I guess we should retire for the night, and if we have anything else we want to do, we'll just come back.
Indeed. See you in the morning, everyone.
Also, Peach, if you do feel like going anywhere or doing anything, please take Cruz with you.
Oh, how come?
Just for some sort of backup.
Oh, I see. Very well then, I will. He's not going to.
No, of course he's not.
Because in his mind, I don't need Cruz. I have my imaginary friend who's also real.
And as they start to walk away and Callista starts to walk away, I will take out a silver thread and put it across my mouth and look at the back of Cruz and say, and cast message and say, please keep an eye on Peach. Follow him if he leaves anywhere, just to keep an eye on him.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, I can't really say anything back to you, can I?
I think you can. Hold on a second. Here's a message in your head. Through objects, one for the stone.
And can reply in a whisper that only.
Oh yeah,
don't-
I
okay,
fucking glazed
yeah.
right over that part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can reply.
Oh, don't worry. I was already planning on it. After today's shenanigans, I don't think I can. My heart can take much more of what we've dealt with today. So yeah, I'd be resting, but there's always like kind of like resting near the walls, like perpendicular to where Peach is, just to always make sure there isn't any noise going on in the room that would determine that they're leaving for some
Okay.
reason. Probably just be in the common room, just kind of taking a nap on a couch, and I moved it over or something just to be close to the wall.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of explosions that come from Basil's room. over the course of the day.
Well, I'm definitely not
So
going to
many.
sleep anytime soon.
And there's at some point Basil comes out and hangs a sign on the door that says, "If you want to approach the door, please put on a gas mask."
Oh boy.
I don't think anyone's going near that door, but okay.
Okay, so Peach, are you leaving to go try to talk to your dad or something, or?
I think enough has happened today that tonight he is going to just kind of put his thoughts together. Because, as his wise friend the aviary said, he tends to act emotionally. So he's like, okay, I'm going to not act emotionally. I'm going to be calm, and then I'm going to go in the morning.
Okay.
I'm going to take a night and sleep on it, and then go in the morning. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So, Cruz, are you gonna follow Peach in the morning?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I know exactly, just based on everything, it's like, I don't even need to think about it, like, they're going over to the father. Of course it's the father. Who else would it be?
Yeah, so I go and
So, Cruz, give me a stealth check, and we'll put it against Peach's passive perception.
Okay. Come on. Dude,
uh
please.
You have to
Dude.
roll. It's gonna be bad, and just brace. Just
Shut
brace.
up. Please.
Oh,
We're
nice!
good.
Crit!
natural 20. Nice.
27 on the stealth. You are the most stealthy you have ever been.
In
Yeah,
my
this stuff-
life.
Uh-huh.
I know how important the situation is right now.
I like the idea that it's Cruz not even trying to be super stealthy, but you've relaxed finally. And that's led you to be the stealthiest you've ever been.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Peach, the first thing, he's going to fly, and he is going to go to the yawning portal first.
Okay.
And when I get there, do I see Vendatha?
Vendatha. No.
Okay. In that case, I will go to my dad's place then if I can't see him.
Okay.
But Cruz, if you are following, then you see Peach go into the yawning portal, and he kind of doots around the building as if trying to find somebody, and clearly cannot find them because he seems very put out, and then he just comes back out and flies again.
All right.
And because Jarlaxle did say that I had to be careful about finding, like, going to my father's place, is there something that I can roll to account for that, or no?
Yep, sure. Like some kind of like stealth check to like get in through like a back door or something.
Yeah.
Or a window.
Does the aviary need to find a stealthed Peach?
That is a good question, Julia.
25.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, so
Oh, no.
Peach is definitely able to get into Oleander's shop/house without being noticed by the public.
Okay, cool.
And would I need to roll something in order to see that Peach is doing this?
I'm going to say that since you are already following Peach and you rolled well enough on your stealth check to not be noticed by Peach, that you can notice Peach get into the house, but is obviously trying to not be noticed. So, Cruz notices, but no one else would.
I would probably, because I'd need to get closer to hear things, I'd probably, depending on where I'm at, I'd say like I'm in a nearby alley or something, I'd cast silence so I can quickly run through and get to the nearest like window or doorway.
Okay.
I don't know how wide each of those like spaces are, so I can't really like say where exactly I'd place it.
Okay.
But I'd probably like place it adjacent to the door, like the edge of it's like next to the doors and windows of the building, so I can get right up to it and then like kind of peek my head out of said silence zone.
Peach, do you think like would Peach try and go like in through a window, or is there a back door, or?
Like, in my head, I always thought that he would go in through, like, a skylight or something.
Okay, yeah.
But that's also, like, the most obvious way you can go in as a flying creature, so he probably went in through a back door this time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So, maybe near that back door, there is a window that you could look through, Cruz.
Okay.
But you would need to climb up the wall in order to look through the window.
Son of a bitch.
Callista, like, is resting peacefully in bed with, like, 2 cucumber slices over her eyes, and suddenly just fly off her face. She's like, I sense a disturbance.
Are you gonna tell me good old athletics?
Yes, sir.
Of course
That's
you are.
what it is. It's not. It couldn't be acrobatics. That's insane.
Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I need to check something. Because the wand of binding. Hold
You're gonna
on.
bind yourself to the wall.
No. Because, let's see. While holding the wand, you can use your reaction, expend 1 charge, and gain advantage on a saving throw you make to avoid being paralyzed or restrained, or you can expend 1 charge and gain advantage on any check you can make to escape a grapple. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Why am I seeing it? Why am I seeing advantage next to my athletics, though?
It's probably to escape a grapple is athletics.
That's true. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, no. My bad. Sorry for wasting everyone's time. All right,
you gotta
big
plumb
money,
the
big
depths.
money, no whammies. That is a 14.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough.
Wait.
So, I don't know what time of day it is, but, is it, like... It's morning, right?
yeah.
Early morning?
Yeah, early morning. Early or mid-morning, whatever.
Okay. So, are there people in the shop, etc.?
It would probably be a slow morning, so no, not at the current time.
So I go in and I make sure to be loud about it. Because if I'm quiet about it, my dad might kill me. So I go in, I poke my head in. Hello? Hello? Is my dad there?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. If I went through all this trouble to break into it, to go back into my empty house, I'm gonna be so verklempt. Okay. I wave to my dad.
And he's actually startled a little bit.
Oh, I surprised you, Father. I can still do that.
Oh, yes, Peach, you certainly can.
Yes. I was wondering, could I spend a morning to complain to you? I have so many things to complain about.
Let me get some tea first.
Okay, but maybe we should go to some place more private in case, people you don't want to know that, I am here, or listening, or anything like that. Because you did say I'm not supposed to be here.
All right. Well, I know you don't like it, but then let's go to the safe room in the basement.
Oh, okay. I hate that place. I
Mhm.
can't fly there. That's why I
No.
hate it.
Mhm.
I hate being underground. It's disgusting.
Yeah, like just like a dark, windowless room
Yeah, the
underground.
worst. Yeah. Little do I know, so many people have been killed there, but
Uh-huh.
Peach doesn't know. He just thinks it's gross.
And then like there's Cruz like hanging at the window, being like, "Ah, god damn it!"
Just keep this going.
Yeah, but basically in the basement, Beach is going to sign to his father that everything that has happened in the past couple days and how his friends are very angry at him and how his boss does not seem to appreciate that he is very upset because his friends are upset and it's very annoying and I don't know how you can work with him and this is really quite horrible and I'm just very upset, father. And he'll end that with, when I told your boss to apologize to me, he said, I will not apologize to you, but I will let your uncles join you to steal the goldfish if you want. And I said that was okay because I didn't want to be mean to him, but thinking about it, I think it is better if they don't come along because I think my friends will not be nice to them. So can you please tell him that I said thank you, but no thank you.
Alright, this is either going to be really stupid or we get actual intel. I'm going to try and get close to that doorway.
Fog cloud first. Remember, you're gonna be.
Yep,
No,
I
don't
drop
hit.
concentration on silence and put up fog cloud, and then I'm going to walk up as close as I can.
Like
Fog cloud goes under the door.
so like you'd have to like break into the building and then like try and like
Well,
get
didn't Peach get into the building through like a doorway or something nearby?
Yeah, but I would have closed the door behind me.
Yeah.
No, was it locked though? Did you lock it?
Given what my father does for a living, I imagine it locks by itself.
Yeah, it would lock by itself.
Fair enough.
And then like also like
D&D.
and like Peach and Oleander would have been like talking like in like an upper room or something, like where you would be able to like hear them talking initially from the window.
Mhm.
But then they go down to like this safe room, and then like you wouldn't be able to hear
Yeah.
anything from there, especially considering that they're doing sign language at each other.
Oh, are they? I thought they were talking. My bad.
Bruce, you're one of, I think, the only ones left to not commit major felony. Here's your chance. B&E, get in there.
Okay. I guess I would first check if there's any locks on the window itself that I could possibly open. Or if
Look
it's
how
locked from the inside.
You're so resigned to your fate.
Uh-huh.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, great. -1.
B&E. B&E.
12.
Shadowed, I sent you a message. I don't
I know.
if you saw.
I'm seeing it. That's playing into what I'm trying to figure out here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because so then your investigation reveals that like every single possible entrance into the building is protected by an alarm spell.
And the alarm spell goes, if I recall, goes straight to the person. It's not like an actual sound from the thing itself, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, lovely.
You know what Batman would do in this situation. he would open up all the windows simultaneously. We'd find a way. So
And
he'd overload.
Panic everyone inside.
He'd overload the holder of the alarm spell to go unconscious with how many alarms are happening.
That doesn't work that way.
He'd drop down from the ceiling and lock everyone up in bolos, and then it's great.
I guess for now, I'll just kind of continue to monitor things, see if there's any extra information I can gather when they come back out.
Okay.
Is there anything my father tells me specifically in response to like this unhinged rant in sign language that Peach is just like, he's gesticulating with his hands and his wings and just getting really into it. He's very agitated. He's very upset.
I think Oleander would probably just be like, "Oh, is that all?" And then like pats Peach on the shoulder.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's
Did I just get mage hand?
just a complete slip of the tongue. I mean, pats Peach on the shoulder. Well, Peach, you can make your own decisions.
Well, you're making it very difficult for me.
You really do want my advice, and I'm actually somewhat honored that you'd still come to me for advice. Then, can't believe I'm going to say this, but follow your heart.
How can I do that? It doesn't go anywhere.
Ponder your emotions and figure out what your emotions are trying to tell you about the situation, and then use that to come to a decision.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
That is
Thank you, Father.
literally
I
the
feel-
exact opposite of what my character said too. It's like, don't you listen to your emotions that much. You should think logically. Like, no, you should listen to your emotions. Like,
That well,
And-
that is what follow your heart means. And I think that is good advice for you, Peach, but it is not the advice that I would give to someone like myself.
Father, do you do a lot of things that you don't want to do?
I have in the past.
And then Peach seems to come to a decision, and he says, well, Father, what I'm going to do may help make sure that you only do what you want to do.
Please elaborate.
No.
Hmm.
And then Peach leaves the basement.
Okay.
my question is, are you leaving the house right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the house.
Okay.
But
Another quick question. Where am
Yes.
I at in comparison to Peach then in that regard?
Like, are you still like hanging on the windowsill, or are you by the back
I guess I
door?
would be at this point, so
So then, like, Peach is like down a staircase, like down in the basement. So then he's gonna like come back up a staircase, and then like come right up to like that back door, and then probably come out the back door, and you're gonna be like on the wall, like 5 feet over and 10 feet up, hanging on a windowsill.
okay, I'm going to, while I'm hanging onto the ceiling, because I see this happening, I'm like, oh shit. So I go and immediately point my grappling gun up, and I shoot it up, and I cast Rope Trick.
Okay.
And I enter the dimensional space and pull up the rope.
So like, or like right as like you notice the door start to open, like whoop.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
and I am none the wiser, so I just go back. No big deal.
Okay.
So I'd probably wait a second just to make sure that, like, you know, or Peach's father doesn't just like happen to be outside
Mhm.
at the time, and then I would drop back down or like go to the nearest rooftop if I happen to be close enough of a rope trick to do so, and then just make my way back.
Okay. Yep. That would all work as you expect then.
Okay, nope.
Okay. Anything else?
I got to do stealthy things, guys. I did.
Yeah, nat 20.
Yeah.
And when
I was gonna say, and you even scaled a wall and didn't fall.
I know.
It's a miracle.
when I get back, I'm going to make mulled emotionally numbing wine for Callista. Because I
Okay.
still do feel bad about making Callista upset. So Peach is going to do that. They make it extra boozy.
I also thinking about Callista's impending headache and just like, let's have a relaxing day. I love tea.
The mulling process like boosts the ABV from like 14 to 22%.
Oh,
Perfect.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Sweet.
I'd probably go ahead and seek out a tea that actually has a very strong flavor to it and could, in some cases, have like fermentation processes in it, so that way it actually have an alcoholic content.
Like some
Kombucha.
kind of, yeah, I was just gonna say like some kind of
Basically
tea.
kombucha, yeah.
Right.
And that way it's like, okay, there's something else for Callista and even everyone else can enjoy.
As you guys are drinking, a thicker looking Basil comes out wearing the thing he's supposed to wear tomorrow, and he sounds very stiff, and you can hear a faint whir come from him, and his arms are out in a T pose. He walks out, he grabs like a cup of something, he's like, I'll see you guys later, and then walks back into his room and like has to shuffle into it weirdly and shuts the door again.
What?
He's working on stuff.
Well, I'll
don't worry
never
about it.
unsee that one, that's for sure.
Oh, hello, Cruz. I am making emotionally numbing mulled wine. I think Callista
Oh.
will like it. I put extra oranges in there.
Oh, perfect. I went ahead and went to the market as well, and I got us some tea, actually. It's a little bit of stronger tea.
Oh.
So it might also help with... It's not maybe not as strong as your emotionally stabilizing wine there, but it'll work. It'll work.
Well, that's very wonderful. My father always says, do not drink alcohol in the morning, but obviously my father is not Callista's father.
This is true.
What
Well,
time
you
of
have a-
day is it?
That's a good question.
Late morning?
Okay.
10, 11, something like that.
Yeah, if it's 10 or 11, then I would be up by then.
And we just come over and just bring you lots of beverages, and you're like, oh, okay.
Hello, Callista. I made emotionally numbing mulled wine, and I brought some scones.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I guess we'll start out today as good as we can.
Oh, yes, I also brought some tea here for you as well. And I think... Wait a minute. Oh my god. I left the bread in the oven and I just rushed down the stairs.
Okay. Anything else for during this day?
At some point later that night, Basil will come out and he looks less bulky, but there's still worrying going on. And he's like, okay, I think I fixed it. My arms go down by my side now. We're basically doing a B&E tomorrow, right, guys?
Well,
We're-
we're not
we're not-
supposed to be. We're doing a reconnaissance mission.
If
Where
anything,
we
it's just...
steal a thing that they have, right?
If anything, it's just an entering. There shouldn't be any breaking. We've been invited into the establishment.
Okay, but we're taking a thing from these people, right?
Well, if we can do
we
so
find it.
stealthily.
Okay. I'm just, I've added some enhancements that could make me go faster, higher, stronger, better. So, I'll be... I'm just getting ready for it. I can jump
Wait,
I
is
am-
your
high
eye
now.
glowing, Basil? Yeah, your right eye. It seems like a darker hue. Is it red?
I've had a lot of mechanics, and I might explode at any time. I'm just letting you all know. I'll probably be okay, It worked
Well,
out most of the bugs.
what kind of explosion are we talking about? Like the fireball outside our home, or?
It shouldn't be anything too bad. It's just he bends down a little bit and he goes, "Oh, okay, hold on." The whirring gets louder, and then he pops up.
I
like,
slowly just step away.
you know, like the rubber frogs, basically, that you turn upside down and then they pop up. He just pops
Oh,
up
yeah.
into the ceiling and then crashes back down. Okay, I gotta work back on the legs. I'll see you
Would
guys
you like some
tomorrow.
help up?
No, I'm gonna drag myself to my room.
It really wouldn't be that difficult for me to lift you up, at least so you're stable again.
Yes,
Does
I
this have
can't-
anything? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I can't believe this is a sentence that I'm actually going to say. Basil,
Hmm?
what exactly is going on under your robe?
I pull up my robe. I have like full on mechanical exosuit legs with just a bunch of vials plugged in to different like parts of the leg. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to make faster legs to like run and jump because we're gonna be breaking and entering tomorrow. We gotta get away. It's always
Are
been my
those
problem in
the
the past.
stilts that the Temple of Gon gave us that you have now altered?
Part of them.
Oh.
They're used to. They're actually. I put my foot up, and that's the silt come out of. They're like the thing that comes out of the leg to shoot me up.
And does it exactly have to be that loud?
Well, I haven't made it quieter yet, and if I do, that would be great.
Wait,
Yes,
is that
it
the...
seems like that's a dead giveaway.
Did you take the parachute that I had in my room?
I made an extra one.
What happened to the original?
It's also probably still there if you check. I'm gonna go in my room and lock my door now.
I'm gonna immediately go up those stairs, find
door's-
it's
I'm
completely
gone,
in
I'm in my room.
tatters.
Oh,
It's
no. Cruz, don't worry. Basil made you a new one. It's fine.
Go Basil Spring Legs.
So I have expeditious retreat and jump, a large reduce, all of the running, jumping, like being stealthy.
You literally
going
are
fast
Inspector
stuff.
Gadget right now.
Yes. Right now, as far as spells go, I have no damage dealing spells. They are all fancy, do stuff spells.
Okay. So, shall we go through all of this day? Nothing happens, and then there's the next day, and then that evening is the part.
Yeah, I'd
Or
probably
well,
at some
actually,
point.
it would start at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I probably
I'm-
would have at some point talked to Callista briefly just about the very much lack of information I got on there. They went in through their little hidey hole and have alarms all over the place, so there wasn't really an easy way to get in.
Peach is going to basically draw rough layouts of the Xanathar lair where we saw like the giant fishbowl, just so that everybody can quickly apprise themselves of, okay, this is where we need to go to get the fish, and then we can break out and get home, no problem. So he does that over the next 2 days, just like drawing copies for everybody.
Okay.
And then saying, after we study these, we should probably burn them.
This is probably a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
What? My paper's already burning in my hand.
Did you already memorize that, Basil?
Yeah. You guys don't instantly memorize everything that you see?
No. Usually takes
No.
several
Usually,
attempts.
no.
That's a bummer for you guys then.
I only memorize something if I really, really want to.
I just turn over to Callista like, did he just diss us?
Oh, apparently we're too dumb to realize.
Ah, yes. I'm just a bit slow. That's all. He's like, okay, please, we're going now.
Party getting ready montage. Oh, is Callista gonna do her hair?
Callista?
Sure.
Yeah, because the birds, they don't really have hair to do, so we just put on the clothes and fluff up and fluff down, and we're all good to go.
Was there something about these people not? They like tieflings, but they send tieflings away.
Yeah, but they send like their own kids away because if their kids come out tieflings, then that's evidence that they're consorting with
Right.
demons and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's different.
I was like, wait, is it bad that Callista's going undisguised? No, it should be fine, I think.
I think it'll be fine. Tieflings do exist in Faerun.
Yeah.
Just
Uh-oh.
As we're getting into a carriage to go there, as Basil sits down, his one leg just shoots straight out. He's like, oh, okay, hold on. I gotta bend it back in. There's like a clicking motion as it locks back into place. We're all good.
Are you sure about these legs of yours, Basil? It seems very dangerous to be taking anywhere, much less a party.
Oh, they're fine now. I worked out a lot of the kinks, and it no longer works on. I know I don't have to charge them up with like any type of steam power anymore. They're working just on, hydraulics at this point. That's so much better. They're so much better. And if the hydraulics leak, it's poison. It's poisonous. So bad.
Let's not have you accidentally poison random people here.
Well, I mean, do you know me?
Okay, that is a good thing to note, but still.
I feel like that's asking a lot.
Well, don't just do it randomly. At least have a little bit more direction with it.
Well, like, okay, remember, if I bleed anywhere, my blood's super poisonous, so I've accidentally poisoned a whole bunch of people around. By just, like, bleeding in places.
I'm just imagining the carriage driver overhearing this conversation going, what? Oh, man.
Well,
Okay.
we should have a slight discussion before we enter.
Oh, wow. Big house. That's the hugest house I've ever seen. Wow.
yes. So, Castle Enter Villa's stark white walls and gleaming crimson roof and turrets stand out even among other opulent estates of the Sea Ward. It is a 3-story mansion, and it is surrounded by a tall white brick wall fence. And then this entryway here, where the 2 guards are, the Castle Enter family villa crest is emblazoned on the door, and armored guards stand at attention on either side. And in fact, there are other armored guards kind of all around, both outside and inside the walls of the estate. And I'm looking at the time, and shall we call it there, or do you want to go a little more?
Up to you guys.
You don't want to
I am good either way because it is a Friday.
Drew?
It is a little bit late, and I do have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Works for me.
Completely fine.
I was frantically trying to search for like 4 middle names to shove in Basil's name, so this gives me more time.
Okay.
All the time in the world.
So then next time we will be doing the presumably reconnaissance during the party at Castle Enter Villa.
Reconnaissance. Not stealing.
Yes.
Those are big quotation marks.
Really, it's let's go inspect every room until we find the thing.
And then you see within
And
the
then we leave.
quotations the tiniest small print you've ever seen, and break and enter and take everything while murdering people.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
We might not murder anyone this time.
I can't.
Okay,
I have no damage dealing spells.
Maybe.
And maybe not murder anyone is also in that. It's just a really, really small caption in there, you know?
There possibly could be a lot of potential witnesses.
Yeah. I feel like we're
Maybe.
doing Grailhun Villa on hard mode now, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah, right.
I'm decently nervous about this. Because literally the only thing my character is mechanically good at is bonking things. So I'm just going, oh no.
It's fine. I have a whole bunch of ingested poisons. I have a whole bunch of inhaled poisons. So if I can get to a food delivery system at some point, I can start taking people out en masse, and then we can really start stealing stuff.
I do not think that's a good idea.
My main concern, yeah,
I think
sure.
maybe we should not kill anybody this time, and Hoodie thinks that we should kill everybody.
Okay, first of all, it wouldn't kill everyone. It would just wildly incapacitate a large swath of people and probably kill some of them.
Oh, I like that little last addition there, you know? It's like a side note, you know?
I can't wait to show you folks what's going on inside this time.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Is it
no.
worse? It really is Growlhound 2.0.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse than we even thought.
Yeah, because if Nevercott's going to this party, then there's absolutely no way he's going by himself. I'm just like, why do you want us in the same place as you? This is worrisome.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the priest that we attack to take the unholy symbol from is gonna go down really nice and easy. Only 5 hit points and goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just walk right in.
Mm.
Well, at least you do have one of the keys.
We do. We did something.
Mm-hmm.
Peach did stuff. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, and we just had to pay 400,000 gold pieces for it.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't lift a finger to help us get any other key. It's crazy.
Mm.
Well, you did get an invitation to this party.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Granted, I mean,
Okay,
this just means
so
that we would have probably broken entered, which, you know.
We got an invitation to make ourselves look like asses at a party for 400,000 gold pieces and also a mushroom.
It was a really nice mushroom, though.
Listen, knowing this party, we would have done it for free. So
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
this, if you were to tell me like this was a thing that we could have done immediately, I would have been like, yes, we have to go here.
Would have loved all the patchwork suits you would have gone with there, Basil.
Basil has a whole bunch of fancy lad clothing. Remember,
Yeah.
he's a little young lordling. He's full of money. We used to be.
And poison.
And poison. Well, now he's full of poison.
All right. So, Drew.
Yes.
This was a rather very RP heavy and kind of Peach-centric episode. But
sorry.
Did anything from tonight seem notable to you? Did anything like there a funny moment that you really liked or anything like that?
Yes, the absolute terrible deal that Peach made, which I blame Peach for. I don't blame Yoy.
Yes, absolutely.
Because Yoy did what Peach would do. That is exactly what Peach would do.
Yep.
But that whole thing was hilarious. So yes, that was my favorite moment from the night.
Okay. You got any streams coming up that you want to mention?
Yes, I will be on Sunday night, and then I think Tuesday. I think I will be over on the Experience Point doing their weekly talk show. We are going to, I believe, we're going to talk about Chrono Trigger because the host and his buddy just played through it. So all three of us are going to do like a round table because I've played it, you know, a million times. His buddy has played it only once, and this is the first time he's ever played it.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Good game.
Ah, the best.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind for Tuesday. Thanks, Drew. Tilted.
Hi.
Were you happy that you finally be able to
To climb a
yes.
wall.
Yes,
climb
that
a
was my
wall?
highlight for today was climbing a wall and doing ranger stealth things like a proper Gloomstalker.
That was the best natural 20 you've ever rolled in this campaign.
Obviously the whole deal was a fun experience, and then obviously all the comedic hijinks that comes from Basil's character just being Basil. Of course, Callista being in Jessica Rabbit attire there was no other way this was going to happen. Period. And again, like Drew has said already, the decision was by Peach, not Yoy themselves. So we do not hate Yoy at all. Yoy did great, made a great little side story to work with. It was fantastic. But in terms of stuff I've got going on, tomorrow, actually, we're going to be doing my Curse of Strahd campaign with Shadowed Mage and a couple of other friends and family members at 7:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want more D&D content, we'll be doing our second session of it in the Death House. So
Yeah. And we're
look
level
forward
2.
to that. Yep, they all just hit level 2.
You're gonna be fine, Shadow. You're gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
is
book
it
technically says you don't get to level 2 until you get to the basement, but I was like, screw it, and I just gave you guys the
Yeah.
level up. It just made sense.
is it tomorrow or Sunday?
Tomorrow.
So
Because
Saturday.
the way the scheduling's been going with it is that Shadow prefers Saturdays,
Yeah.
and one of the other members prefers Sunday, so I'm kind of like flip-flopping between, so that
Oh,
way I'm
okay.
not putting too much inconvenience on either.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So Saturday evening.
Yep.
Yeah.
At 7:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, I'll be there for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what, 10 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, 10 p.m. I gotta remember a lot of people, especially in Arb's channel and you guys especially, are East Coasters.
Well, I'm just
I
an
love
odd
being a
one.
coaster.
I know that you're 2 hours ahead, or actually no, you're weird that you have like 1 hour and then 2 hours other
Yes.
times because of DST.
Yes.
It's like,
Okay, well, yeah, thanks, Tilted, and I look forward to playing some D&D
yes.
tomorrow night. Hoodie,
Me.
thoughts on tonight's session?
I mean, any time that Peach strikes a deal with anyone, it's just fun. It's and every swing that Yoy makes is a swing that I would have also made in the same, like, what was it? The being mad and wanting the reparations to just be an apology is such a good idea. It's because it's like we have other stuff to negotiate for, and Peach is like, no, you may be like my friends are mad at me because of you. What? It's such a good one. Like there were various times where Peach just said straight no to a thing, or uh, it was the follow your heart. It doesn't go anywhere. Was also a great line because that to me is the like the Peach Basil split of the follow your heart. Peach would be like the full face value doesn't go anywhere. Basil would be like, oh, okay, so I stab him. Like it's the the unhinged versus like straight man. It's great. Yeah, I just had a blast listening to every single deal and the fallout of the deal. It was good. I want to stream at some point, but I wake up at like 4 a.m. and then I am just absolutely exhausted by the time it gets to 8 p.m. and I'm like, oh, but I want to stream now. And then my body's like, okay, just lie down on the couch, take a nap. And then I wake up and it's 4 a.m. So at some point, I'd love to stream. I'd love to do Talos Principle Remastered and Claire Obscura. Hopefully, I am a human being that can stay awake for longer periods of time.
You can just
One of these
do like
days.
what I inevitably do when my sleep schedule is out of whack. Is it like just like rolls to like it like shifts by about an hour and a half each day.
Yeah.
Until eventually it lines up with something that a
That's what's
regular
been
human would
happening.
do.
It's been like 15-minute chunks where like at first I was waking up at like 3:45 in the morning and I was like, what is this nightmare scape that I have woken up into? This is awful. And now it's like 4:30, 4:45. I'm like, okay, the sun's coming up at least. That's fine.
All right. Well, thanks, Sudi. And Eloy.
Hi.
Hi.
I still have narrative guilt over the absolutely terrible deal that I took for the party. But yeah. I honestly don't know if we could have haggled him down from 4/5 knowing him as a character. I'm like, I don't know if you would accept anything lower. But yes, highlight honestly for me was Basil doing the T-pose thing, because I'm a sucker for characters highlighting a T-pose
Yeah.
in any RP session, and also just endless gratitude for the patience shown by my fellow players for the idiotic shit that I dragged them through.
Well, believe me, it is a pleasure to watch.
It's fun when we make our own problems and then we have to solve them. It's great to
Right,
have
yeah.
a module that happens, but when we really stick our foot in something and we're like, oh no, that's the fun part.
Honestly.
Yeah. So, at least for stuff for me, I kind of hope that you might actually get into the party tonight, but that's only about like maybe half a session off from my hopes, so it's not that bad. I did enjoy the hijinks that Peach got up to though, and Cruz tried to follow, and I will actually not just trying, successfully do so.
Yeah, I tried successfully and then immediately got shut out by a door.
And yeah, so I'll be on with Tilted and that group for Curse of Strahd D&D on Tilted's channel tomorrow night. The next thing that I'm involved with online after that is, I believe, our next session on Wednesday the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
One day before Hoodie's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll roll over into the 12th as we're playing D&D.
Yes.
Can you have a birthday cake at the party, just so that we can like meta celebrate Hoodie's birthday at the party?
Make it so that Basil has a cake he can poison and feed to people.
Perfect.
I think something could be arranged like that, yes.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of poison.
Forward
It's just
to it.
light crippling diarrhea. Light crippling diarrhea.
So like a laxative.
Yeah. It's just an extra strength, horribly reducing laxative. It's fine.
Can't wait
And it
to see
actually
the
messes up your
newspapers the
joints.
next day.
Yeah. That's about it for stuff that I'm involved with for the near future. And all that jazz. Other than that, of course, since it's the end, thank you to Arv for hosting our campaign on his channel. Make sure to check out all of Arv's stuff via the plans that in chat. And what else happens at the end?
Thank you for
a raid if you want.
Oh yeah, I suppose I should see if there's someone. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. We'll go raid someone who's playing Clair Obscure. So if you're avoiding spoilers for that, completely fine if you don't come along on the raid.
Okay, I don't know the command.
Shadow
I'm stupid.
Crew raid.
Oh, okay. Well,
nice try.
Nice try. You suck.
There you go.
Woo!
Copy and paste that if you want to come along and participate in the raid. Otherwise, thanks everyone who came out to watch tonight. We appreciate you. Also, thanks to anyone who might be watching / listening to the VODs of these, either on Twitch or YouTube. Other than that, I think that's about it. So, good night, everybody. Take care. Hope to see some of you back on Wednesday. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.